All right, we're live. Welcome back to the Millennial Meltdown podcast. Here today with Bubba, McComb.
Yeah, hello everybody. Do I just jump right in?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Jump right in.
Hello,
dude.
Monsieur Cox. How's it going, man?
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, man.
Appreciate
I got
it.
a fucking couple packs of cookies right up front, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I got a pen. I got my Starbucks here, dude. This house is a perfect temperature.
Is it?
It really is, man.
Good.
I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm comfortable. And you have a great dog.
Glad you like it.
Could be more happy to be here, man.
I
Could
do.
be more
Thank
happy.
you. Yeah, Crypto was very excited to be your friend today.
Yeah. You call him Crypty ever?
I call him the Big Creep.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's my nickname for him.
Okay.
Big Creep.
Yeah, he's a Weimaraner, right? Maybe mixed, but is he full bred?
Purebred.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude.
Bought him from a breeder. Sorry, I didn't adopt him. It was also 10 years ago.
You're a better person now.
So, yeah, no, probably not. But that's okay. Yeah, he's purebred. Had him his whole life. Had him since he was 8 weeks old. So.
Yep. Proper. Yeah. That's the perfect week to buy one from a breeder right there.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yep, that's a cutoff is 9 weeks, and they throw them away after that.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what you're paying into, dude.
They don't. They don't do that. They want the money.
I know.
All right. Oh, now I'm comfortable. Good.
Can I? You know what? This is an automatic, real quick observation. The water we're drinking here. This is the first time I've ever noticed that this is a Sam's Club, correct? Safeway water has Refresh-A.
Refresh-A? What does that mean?
Dude, I have no idea.
Oh,
it's missing in the R. I thought my whole life it was Refresher.
Oh, it's not called Refresh or Refresher.
It's called Refresh. You know what I mean? I get what they're trying to do, but what the dude? That's some Mandela effect shit right there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I've ever read the label on this water before.
Dude, I've been we have a Safeway primarily by where I grew up, and I swear to God it's been Refresher, man. Refresher water,
That's hilarious.
All right, well, okay, I'm wrong. That's a pretty mediocre way to start the podcast. I apologize.
Mediocre. I don't
Yeah.
think anything's mediocre on this podcast. Is grade A all the time.
Okay, that's just me being hard on myself. I'm sorry. I just I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
That's hilarious.
Refresh-A.
Refresh-A.
It's great though. I'm happy you go drinking water as opposed to spring water. Spring water is for fucking peasants, dude.
If I had people who watch this podcast, they'd be like, use reusable bottles.
Yeah, but you know what? The people that take time to come onto a podcast and then see you drinking a plastic bottle, and the only thing they have to say about the podcast is you should be using reusable water. You don't want that person as a fan.
That's true.
They
wouldn't be a fan.
No, that's what I'm saying. Fuck them, dude.
But you know what my stance is on that type of shit, though? Why do you get mad at the people who use it and not mad at people who make it?
I mean, they're probably mad at everyone, but they know that you're using the thing that they hate, and so they're like, "Fuck you."
I'll stop buying them when they stop making them.
Thank you. And you know what I mean? Hey, dude, I will say this, man. I will say this. I'm not gonna drop any names, but one of my favorite places ever to drink coffee on planet Earth started using. I get iced coffees primarily. Okay.
I love iced coffee.
Big ones too. They sell a 32 ounce there, and I'm like, I want that. I've never ordered a medium iced coffee there, and so they switch up to paper straws, dude. And I couldn't be more pissed off.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't be more angry.
Paper straws are the devil.
Dude, they changed the flavor. Yeah. For one, they changed the flavor of the drink. And then it mutes the temperature as it comes up. It doesn't keep it cold, man. It fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so last time I came there, I brought a Starbucks straw. And disrespected them like that, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what?
You just brought your own straw.
I got an extra straw from Starbucks.
Stocking up.
I can't do the paper straws, guys. I'm sorry.
The paper straws drive me nuts. I don't know if you've been to California recently, but
yeah,
the restaurants there, a lot of restaurants still have plastic straws.
Yeah.
But they don't give them to you.
Unless
you have to ask.
Yes. And then they say, "Are you sure, you piece of shit?"
The most obnoxious shit in the world. They're like, "Are you sure you want a straw, sir?"
Oh, so you're consciously making the decision to ruin the earth further? Yeah, we got one of those. Yeah. Exactly. Don't fucking.
But again,
hey,
I'll stop using them when they stop making them.
Well, I'll stop using them when someone proves that we can save the earth. It's done. It's done. We can try to slow down the process, but I don't got kids. I don't give a fuck. I want plastic straws, dude. I want to enjoy the things I want to enjoy because
the earth is ending.
Yeah, and then you know what? That's the beautiful thing about being alive is you can indulge. And I don't want to indulge with paper straws and iced drinks. It doesn't fucking work for me, man. You know what I mean?
I'm with you there.
I digress. I'm sorry. This is a millennial meltdown for sure, actually. God damn. This is the...
It's basically a therapy session.
God, look at that, man. And while we're on the meltdown phase and the aggression phase, can I just say again, fuck Del Taco, bro.
Dude, why don't you like Del Taco?
All right, let me tell you something.
I mean, I'm a Taco Bell guy for sure, but I'll fuck with Del Taco.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Okay.
There's taco in your name, okay?
You don't like Taco Bell either?
And their fucking tacos suck?
Oh.
They're not even halfway enjoyable.
They're like tiny little tacos.
They fucking suck, dude.
It's
and then
not like a substantial taco.
So I gave them a couple chances. I was like, well, okay, well, the tacos from Del Taco were horrible. And I'm like, okay, fine. And then they had a cheeseburger on there. I'm like, a double cheeseburger? Okay. And when the fuck has that ever been bad? From anywhere. You know? Fucking dry ass bullshit cheeseburger, dude.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And I was like, what the fuck? Is there anything good here? And then on top of all the disrespect, dude, they served me crinkle cut fries. The most lowest of the low fries that is in existence.
Yeah, you don't want the fries from Del Taco.
Dude, you don't want crinkle cut fries, man. That's only reason why Cane's gets a pass is because of the Cane sauce. And the Texas toast is fire. And the chicken's perfect.
Cane's. I wish there was a Cane's by my house.
My mouth is watering so bad right now.
I told Sam, like yesterday, I was like, babe, I just want In-N-Out or Cane's.
Yeah.
And I was tempted because the closest one is 30 minutes away.
Fuck it, dude.
In Avondale.
Hey, do you understand?
And I was like, I'm tempted to drive up there and go get us some Cane's right now.
Dude, I live in Goodyear, okay?
Yeah.
I'll get back to the story real quick. But I live in Goodyear. I've had White Castle 3 times since it's opened.
Yeah.
And that is on the other side of the planet from Goodyear.
Yeah.
I'm like, if it's good, bro, I'll make the mission. I'll put out my favorite song, take a couple hits off the pen. I'm good, man.
I got to try White Castle again because I did not have a good experience, and I judged it pretty hard my first time.
Well, here's the thing. Here, I'm gonna be open. Can I be open on this podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. White Castle was a true experience.
Was it?
It was beautiful. And again, they have crinkle cut fries, which just really irritates me, man.
Yeah.
But they've got some good options to substitute, so I got whatever. Now, look at. People always say, like...
now, look at.
Okay, everyone has a certain food. Maybe they haven't discovered it yet. I had not discovered this yet. White Castle, when I shit it out, dude, it smells exactly the same every time I've had a White Castle. I'm telling you, dude, it has got a... If you put that in front of me, I'm like, that's White Castle shit. I'm telling you, dude, it smells... You could, like, capture it in a bottle and, like, replicate it. It was this exact thing.
My God.
And I've never had a food that caused that before. Like, every time I eat Jack in the Box, I have to shit right afterwards. But I think that's just a reaction. You know what I mean?
If you're listening to this podcast, I'd really like you to let us know. Dude, if you can confirm the White Castle shit.
If you've had a shit... If you can eat a food and then know what the shit is going to smell like, I want to hear what foods they are because I know it's not just me. Maybe just me with White Castle personally. I don't know. Maybe we could just have an experiment. Maybe we could have a team outing. I don't know what we can do, but we need to see if it's the White Castle or if it's just a thing where you just...
I can say for sure protein shake shits are a thing.
Of course. Yeah, but you're inducing that, though.
When I'm, like, drinking a protein shake every day, it's, like, a consistent... protein smell.
But dude, that's the recipe. I mean, dude, that's a across the board thing. You know what I mean? Like you overloading your body on protein, you're gonna have protein farts. Like, and that's just the game.
Right.
But
I'm just saying, I confirm. I believe
maybe
you
White Castle is high in protein, so high in protein that you're.
I doubt it.
But you know,
those tiny little sliders.
It blows my mind, man. And I know this sounds, I don't call it what you will. I don't even give a fuck, honestly. But when I'm eating White Castle recently, I'm laughing while I'm eating it because I know that when I take a shit later or the next morning, if it's late at night, it's gonna make me laugh at how it smells because it smells exactly the same, dude.
The first time I had White Castle was downtown Chicago.
Chicago, huh?
And it was last year in
new to the game.
May.
Damn.
I think. Yeah, May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I walked there. I was at a conference for work. And it was, like, the most sketchy, White Castle. Like experience, like there was homeless people in there. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Like it was a run, but like it was unbelievably busy. Like
yeah, dude, it's
constant line. There's a constant flow of people in and out. So I was like, I feel safe though, and maybe that was false confidence. I don't know where I was in Chicago.
Well, I don't think fear makes food taste better. You know what I mean?
No, you're probably right.
I really don't.
So I think I gotta give it a better shot. Maybe in a cleaner kitchen.
Scottsdale, man. Let's take a trip to Scottsdale one day. I'll show you. I'll show you the way, bro.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, no, I don't recommend. Now they have an option to do like the double. You can get like 4 of them, fries and a drink for like $7, which is pretty good. Whatever, standard fast food meal price, and then. You can get 2 doubles.
The double sounds nice.
They're not. Do they sound nice? They're not. I'm here to tell you right now, it's too much.
Okay.
Once because I had White Castle a couple times, and I was on board. Yeah, with the solos are fire, dude. Right, and then with the bacon too, it'll blow your fucking mind. I swear to God. But the doubles was every bite like coagulated too quickly, and it didn't sit right.
Yeah.
It disappointed me, honestly, but I'm going back again.
Okay.
I'm going back again. We'll go, dude. I'm serious.
I'll go.
Yeah. We'll pick a day. We got to go on a day where there's no traffic, or like lunchtime, because it's a send out there, dude. Scottsdale's far.
It is far.
But
it's far.
I've got a good playlist. You know what I mean?
Dude, driving up there to do a mic anytime, I'm like, every time I'm driving there, all I can think is, I got a 45-minute drive home.
Yep.
Like, because I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, if I leave at 10:30, I'm not getting home till 11:15.
Yeah, and you're not thinking, I got a long ways home, so I've got to do my polished set at an open mic.
Right.
Sometimes you try new shit and it doesn't work, and then you have a 45-minute drive home trying to think of how to make a joke better.
Right.
It's not, you know what I mean? And I did take like a little boomerang video of the boycott open mic, and I was pretty deep in the list. I was like maybe 12 or so. But by the time they got to me, there's like 4 people there total.
Yeah.
And 2 were comics, whatever. And I like took a little thing, and I was like, this is, the majority part of comedy. Like, you're just literally, if 2 of the 4 people in the room laugh at what you're saying, then you have to just assume that it's funny enough to keep going.
Yeah.
But then sometimes, no one laughs, and you're just like, well, there's 4 people in there, so maybe it's good, maybe it just wasn't, And then you go try it at a New Faces show or a good crowd, and it flops, and you want to kill yourself, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, dude. Like, oh my God. It's just a crazy, crazy, crazy wave of emotions, and how much energy you put into something that up front yields almost nothing.
Yeah.
Almost nothing but praise, essentially. That's it. And it's just it's a fun road, dude. I'm really excited. I've never been challenged like this before, ever. And I've never tried to do anything this hard before either, like stand-up comedy. Like, I didn't ever find something that I'm like, oh, this could turn into something that could be like long-term good. Like kendama, the ball and cup game I have. Have you ever seen me play kendama before?
I have on your Instagram.
Okay, yeah. So like that. Like, I could become good at that if I wanted to put all the time in the world into it. Right. Just like if I put as much time as I'm doing comedy as in kendama, I could be really good. But the end game in that is not something I'm interested in. Right. It's not, I know this sounds kind of shitty, but you can't make money off that. Right. If I'm going to dedicate all my free time to something, I want to be able to yield something from it, right? Absolutely. And so comedy was the first thing in life that I was just like, well, if I keep trying and keep progressing, eventually, whether it be 5, whether it be 10 years, if I just keep getting better and consistently get better, then I will be exactly where I'd like to be. Oh, yeah. And I think that stands true for everybody who shows steady progression, no matter what pace, dude. Like, there's a song that says, slow money's better than no money. Right. Just keep fucking progressing, dude. It doesn't matter how long shit takes, dude. I'm here for the long ride, bro. As long as my mom lets me keep living with her,
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's nice that she supports you doing comedy. That's for sure,
dude. It was I was really worried about it, man. You know what I mean? Because well, so here's my quick TLDR lineage. So
how long have you been doing comedy?
Just over a year, almost a year and a half exactly now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got a little bit of time to be observational and see what not to do, what you should be doing, and really just learn from people. And there's a lot of people that have been giving me a lot of Really good advice and guidance. One specifically, Derek McFarland. He's been so good to me, man. He gave me my first hosting opportunity. He like taught me a lot of things about comedy, how to be, whatever. We lived together for a little while, so we got to like bounce shit off each other, and like having someone like that around, dude, who has just been killing it.
That's legit,
dude. He's like, well, I forgot who I was talking to about it, but he is like the best overall. Overall, he's like one of the best local comedians. Like he can host a perfect show. He's got a 10, 15, 20-minute killer set if he wants to pull it out of his pocket, dude. Like, he's just the guy to learn from. And he's so nice and so willing to share information. And it's just like having people like that really helps everything not feel so shitty. You know what I mean? But I don't even know what the point was that we were trying to make. But
I think that was just a love letter to Derek McFarland.
Dude, Derek McFarland, man, I'm telling you, like, if you...
I'm going to have to save that little 60-second clip and post it for him.
You got to observe that guy, man. Like, he really just is doing everything correctly. And, you know, people got to put your ego aside, man. Like, just acknowledge that someone's where you want to be. And then you don't have to emulate them. Like, you know, I'm not going out and doing Derek McFarland jokes. Yeah. But I'm watching him like, what is he doing that's going so well? And like, okay, well, I'm not doing that, so there's a gap there, and at least I have my ego in check at least enough to be like, well, I'll change then. And it kind of feels like it's working out slowly.
Yeah.
But you know, and everything should work out slowly. But I don't know, man. Comedy's so much fun, dude. I've never been in love with something like this, dude.
It's so much fun.
I've never been more insecure and more confident at the same time in my whole life.
Yeah.
It's so weird going back from like I ain't shit to like, well, I made some pretty good progress so far.
It is weird. Yeah.
It's like a hour to hour feeling.
Yeah.
It's fucking strange, man.
I know what you mean. I mean, I've only been doing comedy since July.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Why?
See, like, that's the thing. So when...
Why was that your reaction?
When I started seeing you around, like, I only saw you, like, once or twice, 2 other times in person before I just recently saw and, like, officially met you.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just thought you'd just been around a long time, but you're just, like, doing sets every now and then. Because, dude, well, I'm not blowing smoke. I have no reason to give you props just because it's such your podcast, but... Your set at Bridget's, dude, was fucking solid, dude.
Thanks, man.
And you know it was. Like,
yeah.
You heard what was happening in the room.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool, man. Like, this guy's pretty good. Like, I just assumed you've been doing it for quite some time. And you just were just like the guy dropping in every now and then. Like, kind of how Kristen Davis killed it. You know, he had some really good jokes, and he's the guy who doesn't like consistently work, but he's been doing comedy for a long time. Yeah. I thought you were just in that group, but fuck, dude, good job, man.
Thanks, man.
God damn, dude, that's tight. And I love seeing people who haven't been doing it for very long just impress people. Like Savannah Hernandez, another one that's been doing it. She just hit her year anniversary. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's pretty nuts. And there's a whole bunch of other comedians that kill it out here. But as far as time goes, pretty nuts. Pretty cool. Yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
Of course.
I've definitely, I don't have like a whole lot of people to get like feedback from. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, all I've really gone off of is like my recordings of laughter. Like trying to see how my jokes do. But
that's important too, dude. You know where the lulls are, and then you just learn how to fix them.
I've worked on just my solid like 7-minute set now for the whole time I've been doing it.
It's perfect.
Like I've tried a handful of jokes. I have a whole notebook full of jokes, but I'm like, I got this solid like 5 to 7 minutes that I need to like form out, and I was only doing like 1 mic a week.
Yeah. Okay.
For like the first like 5 months or so. And then now after New Year's, I'm like, I got to get out and do as many mics as possible.
Yes.
But for me, it was like one of those things I was like, I don't have that much free time. Like, you know what I mean? Sure. Like, I work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Mm-hmm. I travel for work. Like, I'm going to Ohio in 2 weeks again. I was just there 2 weeks ago.
Sorry to hear about that, man.
Yeah, it's fucking a lot. But like, I went and did a mic in Ohio while I was there, which was sick.
Oh, cool. At least being proactive with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I looked them all up ahead of time, and I was like, Wednesday night while I'm there has a sick mic, so I went and did that, and I met all the locals there.
Yeah.
I was there early and helped the guy set up, so he let me go up 5th.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
He said he doesn't like let people go up in the order they sign up.
What?
He's like, I make new people wait till last. Because it's like such a weird local scene out there.
Weird. I don't like that.
Yeah, and I was like, that kind of sucks, man. I don't really have time to be here till 11:30 tonight.
If you get there early to sign up, then you should go up first.
Right. And I was the first one there and shit. It was weird, dude. It was a whole different experience, man.
That's shady, dude.
But yeah, like now I'm just like I think this is something I could fucking kill it at, and I need to fucking put in a lot of effort.
And it really helps that you have a degree in, you said, screenwriting. Yeah, so I mean, you know how to write already, which is your upper hand immediately.
Oh yeah, and I have a lot of writing experience.
Yeah, and we've been talking outside of the podcast, and you know, you're just naturally funny in a conversation. So those things, when these things meet, you're gonna be a fuck. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's funny you said that that you are working on your 7 minutes for the whole time so far, because I just did the Padded Room podcast. That crazy fuck Rodney Hood, dude. He's crazy, man. You'll get to meet Rodney. He's a nut, man. He's such a good guy, but he is a character. And that's exactly what I did for the first year straight. I got my 7 to 10 down to a point where I was proud of it.
Yeah.
And then I started doing a new 5.
Yeah.
And then because I got a little better at writing on stage, a little better at everything I was trying to get better at. And by the time the first year was up, you know, your expectations in your first year aren't high for anybody, right? Yeah. But by the time the first year was, I wasn't running through 1,000 jokes trying to see which 1,000 are funny. I picked the 7 minutes that got the laughs I wanted and the jokes that I was proud to write. And then I locked that in, and now I'm just trying to write new stuff every time that I know something is funny enough to perform. If something happens in real life that like makes me want to tag that joke up, then I'll bring it back and work on it. It's just, dude, it's so meticulous if you care, you know? And the moment you put your effort, your free time effort into comedy, it's going to be nice, man.
Yeah.
You're going to, because again, we had a 7 minute set, Bridget's.
Yeah. I did 7 because he said 7 ahead of time, and I was like, I kind of prepared 7.
Yeah,
so
I'm kind of gonna do 7. Yeah,
I just went up there and I was like, I'm doing my 7.
And dude, it was honestly really funny, man. And so
thanks,
that's exciting to know that you have been doing it for even a little over 6 months.
July, yeah.
Yep. Tight.
Thanks, man.
Tight Butthole. How do you feel about Tight Buttholes,
by the way? I think we both fucking crushed it at Bridget's, honestly. We went 1 and 2.
Yeah, it was a nice...
it was fucking awesome, man.
It was a nice transition. The crowd... supposedly the crowd... That was a really good crowd for that night, and they were ready for it, dude. They were ready to laugh.
It was a fun fucking time.
Yeah. No one did bad, really.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, I mean...
It was solid all the way.
Yeah, no, I won't say anything. Yeah, everyone did great.
It was a fantastic show. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
I really can't wait to go back there. John Henry is like a really nice guy.
My first time actually meeting him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my first time being there. Your first time being there, too, yeah?
Yes.
Performing there?
First time there, yeah. I was on a show with John at Stir Crazy when I got on that open mic.
Okay,
that cool. Impossible to get on open mic. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's the first time that we met each other, right?
Nope.
No?
No. The first time we met each other was just leaving This Week Sucks Tonight.
That's right. That's right.
The last show, I was standing out there talking to Ross.
Yeah.
Who's done the podcast. He moved to Vegas. I'm kind of bummed about that.
I went out there.
Reality Cowboy. Yeah. I saw that. You went to America's Got Talent, right?
Yeah, I did it for I tried to combine like kendama and comedy, you know? Just be like, try to like a unique spin on it. And the audition, dude, it did not go very well.
Was it weird?
It was so fucking weird, dude.
What's like the process like? Like you put in the application online, they emailed you, set up like
you don't even apply. It's an open.
Oh, you just went.
Right. Anyone can register, and anyone can go, which brought out some weird motherfuckers, dude.
Oh, okay.
There's this dude that wouldn't stop singing these 5 seconds of this song for the whole 4 or 5 hours that we were in line.
Oh man.
So we got there really, really early. And so we were like 9th, and we were 13, 14. Me and Peter Jordan were 13 and 14 for auditions or whatever.
Yeah.
And Peter went there to do comedy, and Peter actually did not too bad, to be completely honest. But the way it was, dude, they brought us in by groups. They didn't put like comedians together, and they didn't put like artists together necessarily. Like it was just really, really weird. And they had one lady in the room judging everybody separately. There's like 6 people in the group, and we all had to perform in front of the lady, while the other people behind us were just sitting there quiet, watching us do our audition.
Shut up!
It was the most awkward thing ever. And this lady that did
just
opera,
to one lady.
One lady. Yeah, and this lady.
Why is that one lady in control?
Exactly.
I thought it'd be like a panel of people, like 5, 7 people.
Dude, I was pretty let down by like, we have one person in here determining if it's funny or good enough.
And that lady knows comedy and shit.
Exactly. And I'm not saying like I don't know her fucking background.
She's
but
like,
trust me, dude. It was like
she's like the Mitzi Shore of America's Got Talent, and we're like shitting on her.
Yeah, I mean, she seemed like nice in a corporate way, but like the thing is when I was doing my kendama, not routine. I guess it's a routine. Like the thing I was doing, towards at the end, I messed up, and I was like, "Well, there it fucking goes. I'll never get on this show now." Like
fucking A.
Yep. Well, that was fun. And then so after we got done with that, we met up with Ross Dinsdale, and we fucking had a great night.
Did some mics out there and shit.
Yeah, I did a mic out there. I saw a couple of people that I haven't seen in years. They came out to the mic and we hung out a little bit. It was really fun. And then after the auditions, we went and partied on Fremont Street.
I love Fremont Street.
It was amazing, dude.
Dude, that's so funny. I was just telling Zach about it yesterday when he was doing the podcast. I was like, Fremont Street is like, where the poor people stay in Vegas. And I was like, it's where I belong. I was like,
Fremont Street feels comfortable.
I was telling him, like, I took Sam there, and I was like, babe, we got to go to Fremont Street.
Yeah.
We just went there for my birthday, not last year, but the year before.
Okay.
And we saw Blink-182 because they were having their residency there. That was pretty sick.
Were they playing, like, everything?
They played, like all their greatest hits, basically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And it was just the 3 of them. Like, and it was just them. It wasn't like an opener or anything.
Yeah.
And that was pretty sick. But what the fuck was I saying? Fremont Street. I took her to play roulette, and we sat there and played roulette for like 3.5 hours.
Dude, roulette's fun. Wow. Yeah, man, roulette's fun. I don't really understand gambling very much, but I learned how to play craps.
Okay, dude, me and Zach were just talking about craps, and I was like, I wish someone would teach me how to play craps.
Dude, this is like I'm not going to do the bit, but I have a bit about it now because it was just really a unique experience. So I'll be open. Like, I'm fine with being open. This is not like a G-rated podcast or anything, right?
No.
Okay, so I took some acid, some LSD.
Oh, okay.
Tested, safe.
Oh, it's
stuff.
not that kind of podcast, sir.
Okay. No, and then, because I don't like gambling. I don't like drinking. I don't like doing the normal Vegas stuff in Vegas. I like taking a little bit of psychedelics and then having a great fucking time. We went into this arcade, dude, and it was one of the best times I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
In the arcade, like away from the whole street, away from all the party. We spent like 30, 45 minutes in this arcade, dude. It was
that sounds awesome.
So I mean, it's just it just makes you feel like, you're
What'd you
having
play?
Well, we did this one thing where we held on to this. Me and Ross, I have a video of it. We held on to these like shock handles, and you put like a 2 quarters in, and then you like, if you can hold on until it gets all the way up to like the 3,000 mark or whatever, then it gives you tickets and shit. And so me and Ross like put one hand on each.
It shocks you?
And it was like, it vibrates so quick that it feels like it's shocking you. But we were under the influence, and so it felt so fucking cool, dude. It felt so great. I was like, oh shit, dude. I was like, oh shit. Like,
it felt so fucking cool.
It was like, I was like it's like a little kid, dude. It just gives you an innocent sense of life, man. Like, honestly, it's so.
I have for sure never done acid.
And dude, it's okay. I'm not like here to convince you, but
I would definitely try it.
There are improper ways to absolutely do everything, including the best stuff. And I know exactly how to do it. I know my limit. I know, right? And so I never have like a bad time anymore.
Yeah.
I don't do things that make me hate myself anymore. Like, I've learned a lot from these experiences. So when I want to just take it to have fun, it's really easy. Oh, you got a kid boner, dude. You got a mic stand boner. But anyway, so
it's an endless battle.
We take some
stupid fucking thing.
We're walking through Vegas, right? And we stop. I'm not gonna say who's in this story specifically.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, but then we stop, and then one of the guys wants to start playing craps, and I was like, man, I have no idea how to play craps. at all. You know what I mean? And so I sit down, and it's electronics craps table. So they have like the big screen in the middle, and then they have like the die in the middle that just gets popped up, and it like flips everywhere, and it lands, and that's what the roll is or whatever. And so one of my friends starts playing and starts winning like a lot, you know? Yeah. And I'm like, damn, we're gonna be here for a while, you know? And I'm like tripping. So I'm like, I got to start learning how to play this game then, so I know what the fuck is going on. Like, I'm tired of feeling lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I sit there and I'm like watching and learning, and we're there for about an hour at this point. And like, no joke, he keeps his money in, and then I start like getting kind of bored, man. And then I was like, I'll take a drink, you know?
You got bored while you're on acid?
You know, I was just bored of sitting there watching everyone else play, really.
Yeah, but that's like the worst.
But no, it's okay. That's what I'm saying. I know myself.
On any drug.
If I was on too much, then that would have been terrifying or terrible. Yeah. But I'm fine, right? And so they keep asking if we want drinks because we've been there for a while. I'm like, okay, I'll take a gin and ginger ale, whatever. And so she keeps bringing them as we keep, playing. And it only takes about another 30 minutes. I'm on my third gin and ginger ale. And then I'm chain smoking cigarettes. And I don't even smoke cigarettes at all, right? Yep. And I've learned so much about craps in this small amount of time that this like Japanese businessman, these two dudes came up and they started playing craps. And he's like, I don't know how to play. And I taught him how to play craps. And I continued to watch him win hundreds and hundreds of dollars, dude, in the process. And it was like, I felt like I was in the fucking Matrix, dude. I was like explaining everything to this guy. And like, after we got done playing craps, it was just so hype. And I was faded by this point. And then I just started talking in like an English accent for like the rest of the night, dude.
Yeah.
I could not stop myself from talking like that. And it was a fucking great time, man. And so, if you ever go to Vegas again, just make sure you take a little bit of psychedelics.
Oh, I'm definitely going. I want to take mushrooms and go to a Cirque du Soleil show so bad. Have you ever been to a Cirque du Soleil show?
Hold on, I need to ask this right now. Are there animals involved in any way?
No.
Then I'm good. We'll go.
They dress up like animals.
That's fine.
Sometimes.
A furry convention?
Like this one guy we saw was like a giraffe on stilts. So he had stilts on all four limbs. Okay. And then he's this gigantic giraffe walking across the stage.
Oh, shit.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like going to the circus, basically. So, it's just, there's strongman routines, there's trapeze, there's people flying over your head sometimes. Yeah.
And that's wild. In Vegas?
Yeah. There's like 10 different Cirque du Soleil shows.
Really? Is
that
just one main show?
No, there's like 10. They're all different themed.
What?
Yeah, we went to one that just came to Phoenix at Comerica over the winter. It was their holidays, like Christmas show.
I feel like it's too big of a place to enjoy something like that. If you weren't on the but you guys had good seats though, huh?
We had pretty good seats, yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I'm saying like, dude, when I hear someone's coming to Comerica, I'm like, well, I can't afford the seats that would allow me to thoroughly enjoy this.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I've come to grips that I'm never seeing Joe Rogan perform.
Oh man.
Like, I'm not gonna go see him at an arena. That's a shitty live situation for comedy for me. Not obviously not for the tens of thousands of people that go and he sells out these arenas. I'm just saying, like, for me, I don't want it like that. You know.
When's your birthday?
July 19th.
I'll take you to a show for your birthday.
What's I'm saying? I just
went to see Joe Rogan last year.
Oh man.
And Dane Cook.
They came together?
No, different weeks. And in Comerica, I saw Tom Segura too.
Oh yeah. See, yeah.
Now we sit in like the 20 row area.
Are you fucking kidding me? At Comerica?
No.
Or at the arena?
Yeah.
First 20 rows?
Yeah, because the first like 15 rows.
Yeah.
They aren't theater chairs.
Okay.
They're folding chairs that they like move and put up there.
Oh shit.
Because they have bands play there and shit too.
Yeah,
so when it's a band, it's standing room
it's
up there.
It's a pit or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So those like first 15 rows are like shitty chairs. So I'm like, I'm never gonna buy one of those because I'm like a big dude. I want my own like little theater chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we always sit as close as possible. But yeah. Yeah, I saw 3 or 4 shows there.
Then you're really experiencing it. Then see now when I think about it, I'm like, oh, well,
going to live comedy is my favorite fucking thing, man. Like
if I can't tell that the person on stage is blinking, I'm not gonna enjoy it very much, you know.
It is different when you can see their facial expressions. Yeah.
You don't gotta look at the screen, you know. I mean, it's funny. It's gonna make you laugh because what they're saying is funny.
Yeah.
But I've been spoiled, dude, because I've gotten to see some of my favorite comedians come through the clubs. Right. Tempe Improv, Stand Up Live, House of Comedy, whatever.
Oh man,
dude.
Yeah, you should just name some shows you saw last year. Last year I saw fucking Andrew Santino.
I have to see. He's coming up again.
I saw Brendan Schaub. I saw Christina P. I saw Brian Callen. I saw.
Damn, dude. You went and saw the Celebrity Theater show? You went to
that one? I went to the first one. He came here twice last year.
Okay, nice.
Celebrity Theater show. I almost bought tickets. And I was pissed I didn't because Delia showed up and interrupted his set.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
So good, dude.
Yeah. And I saw Bobby Lee last year. He got naked and stuff.
Of course.
Dude, he's wild, man.
Of course. I love his podcast. That's my favorite podcast, Tiger Belly.
Yeah, he just started one with Andrew Santino.
Comes out soon.
Yeah. I think tomorrow.
Bad Friends, right?
Yeah.
Bad Friends podcast?
Yeah.
I can't wait, dude.
Yeah.
Because they said it's going to be pretty unfiltered.
Yeah.
And they're
did you see the video of him kissing his dick?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
All
different.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Bobby Lee's wild, man. I would love to meet him. Apparently he's a super nice guy.
I bet you he is,
and
man.
super supportive of comedians. That's what everyone always says.
Yeah, so I got to see more comedy shows. Just recently saw Tony Hinchcliffe. Tristan Bowling hosted that show, and he was there with Ali Makovsky, and it was great, dude. It was really good. And then before that, I went and saw the past year I saw Harlan Williams, which was so amazing. I wanted to
go see him.
We saw Norm Macdonald. Love Norm Macdonald, dude.
He's coming here in May.
Awesome.
Well, wait, Norm Macdonald? No, not Norm Macdonald. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know. The Norm Macdonald's I can't do Norm. What the fuck am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, look up Norm Macdonald.
No, I know who Norm Macdonald is. He was doing the KFC commercials for a little bit. Did you ever see those?
Dude, I haven't really watched cable in a long, long time. Honestly, kind of try to avoid it when I can. Oh shit.
Yeah, he was
Oh my god.
You didn't know that?
What year was this happening?
2016.
That's pretty funny. That's actually pretty funny.
He's the Colonel. Because they started getting all these celebrities doing guest Colonel spots, and he was by far my favorite.
Oh, dude, I'm a fat fuck, man. I can't even concentrate when they put close-ups of food on a commercial. Everything they're saying is out of my head, and it's just straight to food consumption. And ooh, dude, last night I got Culver's, bro. Have you had Culver's before?
Culver's so fucking good. The
butter
concretes, the ice cream they have, so fucking good.
Culver's is so fucking slept on. Oh.
Oh, look, there's your show on here, dude. Tempe Improv.
Honestly, dude, it almost I didn't cry, but it made me really emotional. Really happy to see that show is on the same page of upcoming shows. Last week was Joey Diaz, Tom Segura, a couple people, and then Sundays Are Tight.
Oh yeah, dude! Look, you're right under Tom Segura.
It's just it's just cool, dude.
It's sick,
honestly,
dude.
That was a really big milestone for the first one, and these shows are great, dude. And the shows that we're doing, the Sundays Are Tight show, March 1st, Tempe
Sunday
Improv.
Tight, March 1st,
yeah.
Tempe Improv.
If you want discounted tickets, discount code TIGHT. But this show is essentially to showcase the comedians that aren't getting club work, that aren't getting pulled to do hosting or opening for big people. And this is these people, we're not trying to fucking prove a point or anything, but these are the people that are closest to
up and coming,
being deserving of the
comedians.
spots or whatever, and we'll always have one headliner or one guy that's been doing it. Matt Micheletti, in this sense, will be the person closing out the show, but it's a good dichotomy. I'm a fairly new comedian, and Mike Enders is exactly where I want to be as a comedian, so we're just working together, trying to put together I didn't
mean to interrupt you. I was just trying to point it out.
Sydney Smith made the announcement the open mic is going to now be at the Tempe Improv. But so come out to the show, dude.
Mark Normand is who I was trying to think of.
Mark Normand.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, how did these shows come up? The Sundays Are Tight. While we're on the topic, how did that happen?
It was just really cool, man. What happened was, so if you're not like up to like the brief history, the last year and a half of Phoenix comedy, there's a guy, Charles Engel, who was essentially Mike Ender's like
partner in crime.
Comedic partner, yeah. Right. So they did everything.
Send us nudes.
Please Send Nudes podcast.
Please Send Nudes.
Yeah, and they did really well, but Charles moved out to New York to further pursue, and so obviously they can't really continue what they were doing here. And so anyway, he's been gone for a little while, and Charles was coming back, and he had a welcome back show. Not welcome back, but like a show at the Tempe Improv, a one night welcome back Charles Engel type thing, and he ended up having to cancel. And so Casey, who books the shows at the Tempe Improv and Stand Up Live, he talked to Mike and asked if he had a show that he could put in place of that one. And Mike Enders essentially was like, well, no, but, we could make one, and I have someone in mind. And then he reached out to me, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm 100% on board with this idea. So we booked the first one.
Why would you say no?
Yeah, we booked the first one, and we had like 2.5 weeks to pull people there. We got like about 60 people there, and it was really cool, and the show was amazing. Me and Mike I think we did a really good job hosting the show. And these things are going to be tentatively speaking, of course, a quarterly show. So every 3 months we'll have one of these at the 10 p.m. Improv. And of course, me and Mike Enders, are always keeping tabs on people. I'm not saying don't do it, but like asking isn't going to be like, oh, you know what? Yeah. Since you asked, we have people in mind, and we promise you we're going to give nothing but good comedians every time we do it. And it's a great show, and this time we're doing a little something different. Before the show happens, we'll be premiering a little video. It's going to be pretty funny.
Cool.
Yeah, so if you want to come out, do it, and then go to the bucket list the next night if you're inspired.
Oh, I'm hitting that bucket list, Mike, son.
Yep.
Actually, now that I look at it, I will not. I will be in Ohio that day.
Okay, well. Then Ali Makovsky the next day.
Is that going to be the first one at Tempe Improv, March 2nd?
Yeah, the first open mic, yeah. And then we have Craig Shoemaker coming back to the Tempe Improv. I had him on the podcast. He was one of the coolest dudes ever. There he is. There's the man right there.
Are they going to be every Monday following that, or is this like a fancy first?
I don't know if it'll be
not listed.
I don't know if it'll be a monthly or if it'll be a weekly.
Huh.
It looks like it might be monthly.
Man, what a fucking bummer. I would love to go to that one.
Yeah. But it will happen again. I know that for sure.
Yeah,
There's 100% plans for it to happen again. So
that's the thing about comedy. It's like, it's not going anywhere.
No, no. And dude, it's crazy because Arizona. Again, dude, I don't fucking know a lot. I'm not a veteran, and I try to like not sound like I know what I'm talking about.
I talked to Zach about this yesterday. People feel really weird about like acting like they're like an official voice on like the comedy scene.
But I will say this is a fucking
But I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing your knowledge or experience at whatever level you're at.
Yeah,
like,
and this does not have nothing to do with even my personal experience, but I will say this one thing for sure is Phoenix is a great place to be doing stand-up right now.
It is.
Truly. Like, there are 5 big clubs out here that you can try and get booked on. Yeah. Like, there's Tempe Improv, CB Live, Stand-Up Live, House of Comedy. There's Stir Crazy. And then, fucking, I'm not a huge fan of the guy, but there's a Scottsdale Comedy Spot. You know, the perfect place to do comedy in the whole world is a Scottsdale Comedy Spot ran by some guy who is the most outdated business practices I've ever heard of in my entire life. Not a fan. But dude, honestly, man, that's the only thing I don't like about that guy is like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. He's great. He's a great guy. He's fine. So he has never disrespected me to my face by any way.
And I forgot you said you didn't like beer.
I'll have a Corona, man.
Okay.
Let's do it, dude. Because I'd feel weird if you were just drinking a beer and I wasn't, Like, Corona is actually somewhat enjoyable. Okay, now we're going to...
Domino effect.
Oh, wait, actually. What is this one you're drinking?
Sam Adams. Boston Lager.
Nope. It's a dark beer?
Yeah.
I would enjoy that, so I'm glad. Okay. Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Yeah, this is
Whoa. Sick, that was a lot of chivalry going on.
Hope it's the first of many. My really goal, I mean, I'm sure with your podcast too, is like, I'd really like to build up a solid list of people that will be regular guests. I mean, whether it's every 6 months or once a year.
Some return guests.
Or just because it's nice to, I mean, I like discussing everything. Like, I'm new to comedy, been doing it 8 months now. But like, I've discussed so much stuff on this podcast, like politics, gun rights, fucking abortion, like anything anyone wants to come over here and talk about, like I'm down. So a lot of these like first podcasts I feel like are kind of like a get to know you, like what's going on in your life type of shit, man. And then it's nice to have people, like I've had return guests already, it's nice to have them back on for a second or third time and be like, so what do you think about this going on? And it's not always so like first conversation kind of thing.
Like you know what I do with my life, so you asking these questions are an easy one, but if you ask me how I feel about gun control, I could go, you have no idea how that's going to go. You know what I mean? So yeah, I get it. And I enjoy it, man. I like these open formatted podcasts. I understand the lure behind a really nicely segmented podcast. There's a lot of, that's a little more easily consumable. There's not so many tangents and so many scattered feelings being thrown out there or whatever, but open format's a way to really get to know someone that you have on as a guest. Like, there's plenty of questions you can ask that aren't off topic that, however I answer it, can tell you a lot about who I am.
Totally.
I love it so much. But there's some podcasts that are built to like not go too deep. And I feel it.
And there's a lot of podcasts that are just topical and like, or, you know, we just talk about movies or whatever. And I've thought about making like a movie podcast because, you know, that's what I got my degree in and shit.
But you got to, I mean.
But this is what I enjoy. And this is also the type of podcast I listen to. So when I was like, what kind of podcast am I going to make? I'm like, well, I'm going to make a podcast that I would actually be a fan of. You know?
I don't listen to like true crime podcasts.
Me neither.
Segmented out and stuff.
I listen to like Joe Rogan. Like Bert Kreischer's podcast, and Tom Segura,
not
like
that there's no
Your Mom's House.
There's plenty of good podcasts that are organized that way. But exactly. Why would you make a shirt that you wouldn't wear? You know what I mean? It doesn't really make sense to me. I guess maybe in it for the wrong reasons. But
same with my comedy. It's like I write jokes that if someone said my jokes, I would fucking laugh. Like, I would be a fan of theirs. I would buy tickets to their show.
Well, if you make yourself laugh, then you already proven it to yourself. That whatever you thought that was like that, and that's another thing I think I mentioned too is like comedy is my favorite thing I've ever experienced so far. And I know I'm still like in like the honeymoon phases of it. And everyone says like, oh, it'll go away, but I don't think it will, man. Why the fuck would it go away? If I stop progressing, then maybe it'll go away. But I wouldn't let that just be the case. Or do something. I'm not. Plenty of people are like, oh, you're in the sophomore slump, homie. I'm like, where? Like, why does anyone think that's real? You just expect, okay, first year over, bro, I can take a breath. Like, that's not how it goes if you want to get somewhere with something, right?
I think you're going to get out of it what you put into it, right? Like, it's like.
It took me a long time to really let that settle in and be true to me.
And for my thing is, like, my approach, and I think it's just part of being older. Like, we're the same age. And I was talking about this to Zach yesterday, and I kind of felt bad because I started going off on like a stoned tangent of being like, you know, when you're my age, Zach. And at one point I was like, I'm so sorry.
How old is Zach Allen?
He's 23.
Damn, young boy.
I was like, I don't mean to talk to you like you'll understand when you're older, but he's like, I understand. Like, as I get older, like things change. Like, I'm like, yeah, it definitely, when you're 28 and getting close to 30, it's like I have a vision of what I want for my 30s now. And I understand now, and I didn't understand when I was fresh out of college, like, the things I want are long-term goals. I want to sell screenplays. I want to do comedy. I want my podcast to be successful. But all of those are 5 to 10 years down the road.
And that's scary to be in the middle of it.
I could sell a screenplay that I've written when I was 25 when I'm 38. And I accepted that recently. But when I was 25, I was like, I need to sell these now. Why the fuck can't I get attention? You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, like, listening to podcasts and listening to people, like, Seth Rogen wrote Superbad when he was, like, 20.
Really?
Yeah, and they didn't make it until he was, like, 30.
Whoa,
you
dude.
know? And it's like, but that's why he wrote it with guys like McLovin in the script, because that was actually his friend. You know,
and that's the easiest place to write from. Even with comedy, for me personally, like, I don't write jokes that I'm trying to be witty Right. Like, oh, I think this would be funny. Whatever I say that makes me laugh in real life, or a thought that I have that's funny, I'll just write that down.
Me too.
And that's kind of ruined some things for me a little bit, because I feel like I really can't fully enjoy like a moment anymore if something's really funny, and I am the spearhead of that laughter.
Yeah.
Like if I say something that makes everyone laugh,
yeah,
I can't even fully enjoy the moment of laughter. I have to remember it and write it down right then and there. And so I have honestly noticed that and felt that, and it kind of sucks a little bit, dude. And here's the thing. It's like, well, why don't you just, take some time and just let something pass? Fuck no.
Yeah.
One of these moments could be the joke that gets circulated somewhere that makes me noticed on whatever, right? You have to fucking write everything down, dude.
Yeah.
If your wife says something funny, or fiance says something funny, she's not a fucking comedian, dude. Write that shit down.
It happens all the time.
That's what I'm saying. It's
we have the funniest conversations, and I'm like, this is such a great bit.
Dude, it kind of fucks, not everything, but it kind of fucks up a little bit of your ability to like really enjoy that for what it is. And I'm okay with it though. I'm okay with that for the sake of.
But I've always had a really
goals.
hard time being serious in a lot of situations.
Okay.
Like
you're always on.
Like humor's always been my like go-to for awkwardness or uncomfortability or even serious conversations.
Stop. Just for the sake of you being just a better person in life, uncomfortability is not a word.
Uncomfortability.
And I know you've probably been saying it forever, and this is how I had to learn. Someone had to stop me.
Fuck you, dude.
No. I just want you to know. Oh,
I'm going to Google it.
Oh, come on. Please don't do this to yourself. Can you just trust me, man? Level of discomfort, or it's not a thing, man. I wish you'd listen to me.
So,
and you gotta, if you're gonna pull something, you gotta pull it up. Young Merriam-Webster's, and it's not even top 3, boy. I know exactly. Everyone knows exactly what you mean. You know? But you have a degree. You are making good money. I just don't want you to say this in a meeting. You know what I mean? And people go like, "Oh God, dear God."
I mean, it looks like it's a word.
You're on Word Central.
I don't know, dude. I just clicked the link, brah.
Look at Reddit.
It's on Urban Dictionary. Word or not. That's so funny. Okay, in my defense, it might not be a word, but dude, this is the type of word that our generation is adding to the dictionary
of course.
Every day.
And it's totally okay, man. There's not, again, it doesn't make you a bad person or an idiot at all. You're smarter than most people I've ever met in my life. You have your shit together. Look, I'm not going to share your fucking business.
This might be one of the funniest things that's ever happened on this podcast.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I minored in English.
Yeah. But I swore, hey, dude, listen, I would have been saying the same thing if someone didn't do exactly what I did.
Dude, I don't even remember what I said now, other than the word uncomfortability.
Me too. It derailed me. It derailed me so hard. I was like, God, I have to stop it real quick.
Oh my God.
Level of discomfort, or
oh my God,
extremely uncomfortable, or there's lots of ways to say it without saying it. But yeah, dude, just
unbelievable.
Hey, I got you, bro.
Uncomfortable.
It sounds like it exists for
dude,
sure.
What was I saying?
I don't know, man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, man. Hold on, let's just
I was like on like a epiphany moment. I feel like
we were talking about writing stuff down, always writing stuff down. You and your wife have really, really funny conversations.
Yep, I remember that.
And something about a level of uncomfortability.
Mm-hmm.
Were you saying that you and your wife don't have, like, you have such a high level of comfort that you guys can just say whatever you want to each other?
That was it. No.
Well,
I wish we could play it back.
I know, man, but
it's so funny.
Well, shit, I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry.
I'm gonna listen to this later and like message you and be like, "You son of a bitch."
I mean, we could take a quick break, dude.
Oh, we always could.
I mean, we could take a quick break, but we don't have to. I'm just saying we can figure it out and come back and be topical, but
it's all good.
We could also just let it sail, bro.
It's all good.
It'll come back if it's meant to be,
Oh, man. That's so funny. I don't remember at all what we were talking about.
Yeah. I'm so sorry that my inability to not say something, man. Again,
own level. I was like, my own level of uncomfortability.
Yeah, and I couldn't stress this enough, man. It sounds like it belongs, and I would have still been saying it to this day.
All right, now I got to look up the dumbass words we added to the dictionary last year.
Is that a thing? They have like a list of. Wait, hold on. Words are being added still?
Every year, dude.
What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, bro. Stan got added. God, I hate that word so much, dude.
What?
I hate it so much. Have you ever heard people say that? Stan?
This is very new to me. I have no idea what the fuck this is. Stan?
Oh, I'm big into words for sure.
Okay.
Like I have an app on my phone.
Just not ones that have been added to the dictionary yet?
Where I get a word of the day. Yeah, I guess so, man. Fuck you.
What the fuck?
Where can I find this?
There you go.
Like by months.
That's a Merriam-Webster link, though. Go down.
Yeah, but it was like by the month. More than 530 new words from deep state to dad joke were added in September 2019.
Wow, that is bullshit.
Yeah, every month they're adding crazy stuff. Look, free solo, escape room, red flag law, fatberg.
Wait.
Autogenic training.
But dude, free solo is not a definition.
Non-binary was
free solo
added.
was a movie, right?
Yeah, but it's a term. Free solo is a term for climbing by yourself. Now, and it's officially in the dictionary.
Dude, fuck this shit.
Dude.
Fuck that, man.
This is part of my life.
Fuck that. You're telling me for real, dude, 530 words were added in September?
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. I'm not ever fucking with this. Uncomfortability is probably a word. Fuck me, dude. Merriam-Webster, this is bullshit,
deep state,
man.
An alleged secret government network operating extra legally.
Okay, fine. That makes a little bit of sense.
Red flag law, a law allowing courts to prevent people who show signs of being a danger to themselves or others from having access to firearms.
So that's just a definition of what it is, so that makes sense too.
Red flag law was a term that was coined in 2015 and added to the dictionary in 2019.
Jesus.
Vacay was added to the dictionary as a shortening of vacation.
Sesh
is officially a word for
that's tight.
Session.
That's tight. I back that one for sure. But dude,
inspo is officially a short version of inspiring.
God.
Dude, this is what our generation is doing to society, bro.
But this is
Do you know that writing LOL is officially a word now?
That's bullshit, dude.
Yeah, I had a conversation with my dad about this because he's a school teacher. So is Sam. And I was like, so if a student wrote a paper and used some of these, if you use WTF, LOL, technically a teacher shouldn't correct that because those are both words in the dictionary.
You could literally write, me and my friend had a sick sesh on vacay, LOL, and it'd be
that is a proper sentence.
Dude, this is fucked. This is honestly so bad. I didn't know this was going on.
Yeah.
In 1 month.
This is a public service announcement.
Vacay, that's Urban Dictionary right there. Yeah, you get upset too, huh, bud? Vacay, that's bullshit, bro. Sesh, kind of bullshit too, but I love it. I say it all the time. I'm just happy that it's, vacay. Wow, man.
Yeah,
wow.
Dude. Yeah.
These are just categorized.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, let's look at...
we learn something new every day, man.
April 2019. April 2019, they added snowflake to the dictionary. Now used to mean both someone regarded or treated as unique or special and someone who is overly sensitive.
So what they're telling me now in 2020 or 2019 in this case, if something is just said enough,
they added it to the dictionary.
That's the most irresponsible thing that we've ever been doing. Mm-hmm. I don't know how long this has been happening for, but this is bullshit.
It's because all the dictionary is really a collection of words with their definitions, right? So it's like if a word's used enough, they build the definition and then they make it official. Because Merriam-Webster just tracks the definition.
So is fucked and a part not getting fucked, but fucked, is that the act of being penetrated? Because fucked is
usually vulgar, to deal with unfairly or harshly.
No. So then no. So then why is vacay in the dictionary?
Wait, what do you mean though?
Because saying I got fucked last night, that's you got fucked, sexually
to engage
penetrated.
in coitus.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was going with the other term. You meant literally fucked. Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay. All right. Cool. Then as long as that lines up, then this is still absurd. But okay,
that's both definitions.
Okay. All right. Fair, man.
So I'm sure if we look up snowflake, the top one is condensation and water. But
I bet you it's not.
Oh no, it for sure is the first one, a flake or a crystal of snow. And then down here, informal, someone regarded as unique or special.
So what is informal means what?
Insensitive. Then? Just the informal use of the word.
So now they're using, that's when has that been a category, the dictionary though? Is that new too?
Yeah, it's gotta be. Informal versus formal.
So that means it's not a fucking thing then, right?
I mean, this is Merriam-Webster.com.
That's what
I mean, it's a thing.
This is so confusing to me. The informal use of the word.
Yeah.
Does informal not also is synonymous with improper?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you want to look it up.
So if it's an improper use, then it's not even a fight. So it shouldn't be in the dictionary then. It should be an Urban Dictionary.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, man. This is bullshit.
But it's not like it calls this the formal. It just says this is it's used informally or usually disparaging.
Oh, the use is okay. Yeah. So it's not the whatever, man. So what does a fucking physical copy of the goddamn dictionary look like now?
It's got to be ridiculous.
You can't buy one, I bet. There's no way, dude. If they're adding 500 words a month,
you got to be able to buy one.
See if you can buy a physical copy on Amazon.
Yeah, why not?
I'm just curious. How many pages has this gotten to? I want the 2020 edition, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
a new edition came out in 2016? 2019.
They couldn't even release it in hardback, I bet.
Paperback.
I wonder, does it give you the details of how many fucking
pages? What's the size of font and shit,
Yeah, right?
More than 75,000 definitions, including updates to reflect current usage.
That thing's probably so fucking big, dude. And it's just one book.
Yeah,
all the definitions in the world.
It's not right. The book weighs 1 pound 4 ounces. It's 720 pages.
Oh no,
that's not as many as I thought. But I mean, that print's got to be pretty fucking small.
This is just stressing me out now.
I know, dude.
We need to get off the topic of words, please.
See, but one of my biggest things. All right, but back to words. One of my favorite things with writing is wordplay.
Okay.
So like when I write a joke, or like specifically more in like a punchline.
Yeah.
Like what other word can I say that's better?
LOL.
Yeah, right.
And you can still be proper.
But like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Instead of saying like, I don't have a good example off the top of my head. Shit like when I say my girlfriend makes tortillas from scratch. Mm-hmm. Like cooks instead of makes, shit like that.
Right.
Concocts instead of saying from scratch, just different like words that you can add in there. Funnier from nothing. Words.
Yeah. Or, Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Trying to see what the proper.
You really tinker with your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I respect it.
Taking a couple words out to shorten it to get to the punchline faster.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to get better at. Is cutting the fat per se is what the terminology is.
Yeah,
but it's and I'm at not a disposition. It's just I'm doing myself a disservice. I wish I could just write better. Right. I have to wait for something to come to me to be funny to even write a bullet point down on it, and then I won't take the time to try and write what I think is funny about the subject. I'll just go to open mics and start talking about it until it's funny or until it just can't be funny. And I'm not wasting time, but I'm using a lot of time trying to make a joke better, not writing it. And I'd have a really hard time sitting down and be like, how do I make this funnier? I can't do it, dude. It's really hard for me.
Interesting.
For the first 7-8 months of comedy, I didn't write a single joke down.
Shut up.
Nothing. I just wrote bullet points.
That's wild.
And I just I did those jokes and those topics so much that first 8 months that by the time it was ready, it was a 7-minute set. It was locked in. I had it memorized. I didn't have to have a notebook and stuff, whatever. But yeah, that's what you're saying. You're doing. You're making sure you're taking this time to make sure you get your 7 minutes down. Fucking packed, dude.
Right.
And so by this time, what your 7 minutes sounds like.
Right.
And that's what I did. And I just picked a good chunk of it that I wanted to make funny, that I believed in, and I just hammered it out until I proved to myself that it was good. And I was like, cool. Well, now I have to completely start over.
It's interesting.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I love knowing what different people's like methods are or styles.
Me too. I love it.
Because the way I write jokes is I just have a notebook that I've written everything in so far. And I write a topic at the top of the page.
Okay.
And then just write as much stuff off the top of my head about it.
I want to do that.
Whether it's jokes or just information.
That you know or you think. Yeah. Can it be improper, like wrong things too?
Yeah, like racist stuff, like just whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big jump.
I'm just saying. Like whatever.
Yeah, you know, like child murder, whatever, dude.
Yeah, whatever. Killing babies.
It's fine. It's fine.
But no, like I'll just write abortion at the top of the page.
Abortion underneath it, LOL.
But like my favorite thing is news events or current events. Like so, coronavirus.
Right.
I just wrote 2 pages of stuff about coronavirus.
Yeah.
And facts about it that I read. How many people have died? Like where it is. Like who it's affecting. Like that. You know, it's mostly 65 and older people.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that and information. And then like I start forming jokes while I'm writing.
Yeah. Man, what a good subject too.
Right, and then I kind of work out some stuff, and then I just added that in, like, you know, I started my set at Bridget's with just 2 minutes of current event stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what a crazy couple weeks we've had, right?
Right.
And, like, that's, like, my favorite thing is trying to find the funny shit that everyone is kind of thinking about currently.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel it. I'm not very good. Not that I am bad at it, but I haven't done that. I'm only pulling from experience so far. I'm not good enough at writing, dude. Like you've been writing forever. I'm not good enough at writing yet. I don't think to go on stage to be like, coronavirus. I've written one coronavirus joke since it came out.
Yeah,
that's it, and it takes 10 seconds to tell it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's all I have. So moving on. Like, I don't even tell it because it's like it leads into nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have watched a couple of YouTube videos of like writing exercises. Even if I'm not good at it, I need to start doing them just to get my brain spinning about things.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like bragging. Everyone's got a unique brain, but like I enjoy my brain. You know what I mean? I really like how weird it gets sometimes.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the weird and kind of fucked up experiences I've had in life. And like how I've been able to like transcend it into it kind of being funny that it happened.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of fucked up or bad sometimes, you know, like there's some jokes that I won't tell my parents are there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Straight up. Like I was like, no.
I told my mom she couldn't come see me do stand up.
Yeah. No, dude, you gotta let her sometime, man.
She will sometime.
Yeah.
But like when I'm just trying to do open mics, like she wants to come see me at a book spot. Cool.
Yeah, not an open
like
mic,
when I was
God's
just
sakes.
doing open mics and stuff, I was like, Mom, you're not allowed to come to an open mic.
She would have been proud at Bridget's, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Fact. I remember the first time my mom came and saw me do comedy. It was at a comedy contest at the Comedy Spot they used to have. And it was my first time my mom was ever seeing me do it, and I won that night. And I was like, oh, cool, dude. Like I felt I was
That's
just so
cool,
I was like, my mom comes out for the first time and I do well and like yield a good result, and I'm like, you know, she's like, she laughed at the stuff, and I talk about some kind of graphic stuff, not graphic anything shock value, but you know, sexual innuendos or whatever you want to call sometimes. And you know, she enjoys it. And then like my dad came out with my mom the next time. I did a New Faces show. I did really well with the New Faces show. And so it was really cool to have them see that I'm doing something, I'm trying, and like, look, it's yielding positive results so far. Yeah. You know, like, because they still are like, all right, you know, we know that, you know, you're progressing, but you know, you're 28.
Right.
And then it's like, I have to keep reminding myself, like, I don't want to live the typical life. Like I really don't. Nothing against anyone who's doing their thing and happy, but I don't want to own a home, and I don't want to have a wife and kids. I don't want any of it. I just want to do comedy in every sense of the imagination. And if that means like right now living at my parents' house, which it does mean, then I'm just gonna do that. Right. Because who the fuck am I to think that I'm better than living with my parents? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to pursue something. If I had, you know, a 40-hour-a-week job, it'd be really hard to put as much time as I'm currently doing it. And now I know the time I need to put into it yields some positive results. So I can't stop now. Right. And so there will be a time where I'll either be overcome by guilt from leeching, or there'll be a time where I'm not progressing, and that's when it'll determine whether I've earned me staying at their house essentially rent free. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's what I want to do, dude. I'll make enough money eventually to be on my own and like do the same exact things I'm doing right now, but it's not now. Yeah. And it takes a lot of like self-reflection to make sure I'm not telling myself that I'm a failure or I'm not doing things right just because I don't want what's typical. Right. You know what I mean? And it's a constant battle with myself. Like, you know, I am doing what I want, but
never have to apologize for what you want out of life,
dude. And it's hard to learn it when you like. So my dad was a fireman his whole life, right? Yeah. Or my whole life. And growing up, like I had no aspirations to do anything else in life other than to be a firefighter. Like I had no plan, no other plan at all. Period. Right. And so I graduate high school, take 6 months off, and I go to community college. I get my fire science 101 class out of the way. I do my EMT certification. I do that. I was in like a semi-successful band, and like they were gonna go on tour.
Dude, and, you look like a guy in a band. What do you play?
I played bass.
Okay,
yeah, I'm not talented, so I had to play bass. Yeah, and they eventually kicked me out because I couldn't go on the tour they're gonna go on because I had my finals for the EMT class. I was like, dude, fuck music. I'm trying to be a firefighter. Like, that was my life, dude, right? And so I get my EMT certification, all that good stuff, and I get hired on the ambulance department when I was 20. And they shouldn't have hired me because you need to be 21 to drive the ambulance. You can't drive until you're 21. But she hired me, and so I had to, like, do this thing called general transport for the first 6 months until I turned 21, which is essentially just picking up stable patients, taking them to another hospital or another facility, a specialized facility or something, taking the people to their fucking appointments, like a fucking taxi service essentially. Yeah. But a lot of that was going to mental facilities, the inpatient facilities. They said their stomach's hurting so bad. Blah, blah, blah. They're like, all right, we'll fucking send them to the hospital then. And we have to go pick them up. Yeah. Strap them down to the gurney. Like, they're fucking crazy people, dude. Like, crazy people. So I did that. And then I got into the 911 system, and I started doing what I would have kind of been doing as a career now. Okay. So the way that it works in Arizona is if you're working on an ambulance and you're working on a fire department, they go on the same calls every single time 911 gets called. It's not the ambulance going to the medical calls, the firemen only going to the fires and car crashes and stuff. We go together, like, and that's just how it always is, right? Uh-huh. And I worked in that environment for like a year and a half, and I realized in that year and a half I was like, fuck this shit, dude. Yeah. Fuck being a fireman, dude. Are you kidding me? I was like, this is what I'd have to be doing for 20 years when I get hired.
More like 40 fucking years.
Dude, I'm like, fuck that, man. And then I panicked because my plans, my entire life planning for this future. Yeah. And I had a pretty good shoe-in, like, if I really, really pushed for it in the fire department because of my dad. And I was like, no way, man. Like, that ambulance job made me hate people on a level that I never wanted to experience, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it really did. I helped a lot of people. It was cool and stuff. It was crazy. A lot of good stories, yada, yada. But I had to restart from nothing at 23, which is still really young, right? And so then I got a job at State Farm doing like fucking insurance. 23
doesn't feel like it's young at the time.
No, it doesn't.
But now that I'm 28, I'm like, still super young. I'm still super young.
Right, still like 5+ years ago.
I think about it all the time. I'm still in my 20s.
We've got plenty of time, man. You know what I mean? And so I worked at State Farm for a good 2 years, and I got like, by the way, from 16 to 23, I was straight edge, like legitimate. Like, I've got tattoos and stuff. Like, I was in it to win it for life type shit.
Son.
Yeah, my fucking Instagram handle was.
You used to listen to like A Day to Remember and stuff.
Yeah, but like I was like for real straight edge though. I would listen to like, you know, Minor Threat, all the old school shit that really paved the way for straight edge. I love
A Day to Remember. That's why
I like A Day to Remember up until For Those Who Have Heart, and after that I was not a fan. Homesick wasn't a fan, and everything past them can eat a dick, honestly.
You're a straight edge guy, dude.
I'm seriously sick.
XXX for life.
No. I just had this conversation last night, and I'll get back to it real quick, but I had this conversation last night. I'm so fucking sick of bands starting and them being a breath of fresh air to music, and them evolving their sound.
Mm-hmm.
Start another fucking band, bro, if you're going to change the goddamn sound. Fall Out Boy. Take This to Your Grave, dude. My favorite album front to back ever. From Under the Cork Tree, half and half for me. After that, I don't even want to listen to them ever again, right? The Used, self-titled, In Love and Death, almost perfect albums. And then they released that third one that got weird. I'm like, this is where it starts. Dude, it happens so often.
Oh, and it happens.
Fucking hate.
It happens to basically every band.
Silverstein is probably the only band ever that has released music that has stayed pretty close to their original sound, but still too much. I'm not gonna go to them, see them anymore. Like,
yeah.
It's just I get really irritated when like A Day to Remember is a perfect example.
This is a
dude.
Millennial Meltdown today, baby.
It's a perfect look. Okay, listen, man. Just fucking. No, I don't know, dude. I don't have a band, so I don't know.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Right,
100%. I know exactly what you mean. I mean, look at like Linkin Park's first two albums.
Good fucking god!
And
what a perfect
look
example.
at their last album they made. I mean, what a transition.
Oh, Chester died.
Well, now he died.
Yeah.
That
was pretty sad. Well, because dude, Hybrid Theory. Dude, when I think about Hybrid Theory, Summer comes into mind. That plays over in my head.
But it's bands forever. I mean, look at Metallica. They made their first two albums, and they had this huge generation of thrash metal, and then they released the Black Album, and then women started buying it, and teenagers, and their fan base died. It evolved overnight, but it really did die, and then a new generation kind of picked it up.
Managers ruin everything, dude.
I mean, record labels, it's just...
It happens to almost everybody. They have to pump out shit.
And mainstream now.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I agree very much so. But I do love A Day to Remember.
Yeah, I get it, dude. And I've had favorite bands.
And to highlight your point, they just made a song with Marshmello, the DJ. So...
Well, I don't have to say anything now. My point has been... Thank you for proving it for me. Okay. Okay, so I was working on the ambulance, started working at State Farm. I was straight edge at the time, right? Yeah. And this is the first time I ever experienced real depression. Not like I'm sad today, but depression. I didn't know where it was coming from. I didn't know what was happening. It was like completely uncontrolled, like suicidal depression. Pretty fucking bad. And I just didn't know what was happening, bro. So it got to a point where I needed to really, really, really actually do something that day. So like I took a pretty like extreme leap for me, at least at the time, being straight edge. I text my sister, and I was like, I need to come smoke a blunt right now, or it's done. And I explained everything to her. Don't need to go into detail, but I was like, if I don't come over tonight, it's over. You know what I mean? She's like, God damn, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. So I go over there, I smoke a blunt. Long story short, changed my fucking life, dude. It lifted the weight off of me that was, fucking making me want to die. Whatever that was coming from, it really helped, yada, yada. And so I realized I'm not happy with where my life is. And I want to go work somewhere where I feel deserved, da, da, da. I wasn't, like, tired of the office life yet. I was just tired of the way that I was being treated where I was, because weed and a little bit of psychedelics will really make you acknowledge your self-worth, dude. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool what it can do.
With that.
What it can do.
Disagree with that.
And so I went and worked at another place.
Was that the first time you had ever smoked weed or no?
No, I smoked and drank quite a bit from like 12 to like 16. Yeah. I was a little fucker. You know what I mean?
I started smoking weed when I was 13. So
yeah, I was a little fucker, dude.
First time I threw a house party and got drunk, I was 13.
Yeah, I loved getting faded when I was young, because getting drunk when you have no problems feels fun.
Yeah.
But getting drunk when you have responsibilities, it's too heavy. I don't like the feeling.
That's fair. It's very valid.
And so I went to work at this other place, and I'm not going to say the name of the last company I worked for, because just whatever, dude. It doesn't matter. I went and worked at this other company that started off really well, dude. It was like a great band, a great new band, pretty much. I was like, wow, this is how I want to exist in the world. If I'm going to be like a drone, essentially, or whatever, if I'm going to be like an office guy, I want to be at least in an environment like this. It was very new. It was very like startup. It was a startup culture type shit, and I was there for 3 years. And the last like 3 or 4 months of those 3 years, started doing stand up, because like I had another like pretty crazy wave of depression, but that was a little more provoked than the other one. And so I started doing stand-up. And like it just feels so good, you know, to like your thoughts, your dumbass thoughts, your stupid mind that, you know, you have gotten in trouble for at work all the time, that you, hey, don't say that kind of shit here. I'm telling you, dude, I had a whole life full of, in school or at the dinner table, every fucking chunk of my life you can go back to, and people saying, hey, man, no, don't, you know? And I found a place where I could say almost anything I want. Not only can I do that, I've learned to make the other people laugh at what I'm saying. Yeah. Dude, it was over for me. I was like, I have to fucking get the fuck out of this environment, right? I fell so in love with it. And this is, you know, not even that long ago. And so now at 28, again, I'm starting from scratch. Like, and it feels a little more panic-stricken this time because I'm 28, right? But this is not like I don't know what to do now, so I guess I'll just have to wade. I found out what I'd like to put my focus in, you know, and I won't fail if I keep putting effort in. Like, I won't. And I don't think most people will if they keep putting the work in. Yeah. And so now it's just I work for the Southwest Mushrooms. Shout out Southwest Mushrooms. That company is doing extremely well. I've had to explain to the owner, a great friend of mine, he's been on my podcast. I had to explain to him what his financial future looks like with the amount of mushrooms he's been selling lately. And it hit him finally. He's like, nah. I'm like, yeah, Mike, if you sell a minimum of 500 pounds a week, which we do easily, at this cost, at the lowest cost, this is what you get in a year. And he's like, oh shit. He's just such a nice guy. He's like kind of naive, you know. Yeah. He doesn't care about that kind of shit. And so, you know, me being a part of the ground floor in that company for the last, you know, better part of 8 months, it's an exciting feeling. So there's only excitement going on in my life. But like you're saying, the things you're truly interested, long-term yields, boy. The short-term yields don't do it. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I technically should be having a 40-hour-a-week job and living on my own, but that's because of my insecurity of the, like, outlook of other people. Like, seeing me living with my mom at 28, that used to bother, that thought used to bother me. Like, oh, dude, I don't want to sound like a fucking loser, man. But, like, I'm pursuing a legitimate dream.
You would be,
you know what I mean?
It would be different if you weren't doing all the things you were doing.
I 100%
agree.
agree.
Living with your mom, smoking weed all the time, and you didn't have a job, you didn't have something you were working towards, you didn't have goals.
Exactly.
It'd be a lot different.
And I had to really work to acknowledge that. You know, and even my mom, bro, like, I'm a pretty emotional dude. I'm in touch with my emotions. I'll cry when I feel like it, kind of deal.
Very self-aware, yeah.
Yeah, and like, I was just talking to her, and like, I got so fucking caught up in my head when I wanted to come back for a little while that I was just a mess. My mom was like, dude, it's all right, man. Like, chill the fuck out. Like, we've got a 4-bedroom house, you know, like, chill out, dude. You don't got a kid. You know, I'm like, okay.
It could be a lot worse, man.
You know, and having a kid,
especially by the time you're 28.
Right.
You could have 3 kids.
If I'm
with 3 different people.
If I'm going to restart, or if I'm going to start from scratch in somewhere in life, I truly am in the best position as far as what my life involves right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not falling in love with something with a family.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that would be a lot harder to pursue, and there'd probably be a lot more turmoil with that situation. But I'm good, man. I'm just doing what I really love doing. And eventually, I will feel... And that's a good thing, too. Like, my mom and my dad said before I came back, they're like, you gotta be fucking doing shit. I'm like... The fact that I would be here, that I'm gonna be here, if I'm not doing anything here, the guilt would kill me.
Right.
You guys are providing me a place to live for nothing, and like, you know what I mean. And I was like, if I were to sit and not do something for a day, 2 days in a row, I would feel like a piece of shit. You know, and I'd be wasting your guys' essential investment in me by letting me live there. Right. You know, it's their you know, form of investing with me. And I don't ask my mom for money. I don't ask my dad for money. I get my money, dude. And it's okay. I've had to really just feel like, all right, man, it's fine.
It is fine.
Yeah, and I have, like, I see this, and like a part of me is like, that'd be really nice to have. Yeah. Like, you've got a wonderful fiance, a nice house, a nice dog. I've got a nice dog too. We have good puppos, you know. Yeah. And it's like, I don't necessarily feel like anyone's ahead of me, because of their actual situation. It's just
you should never compare yourself.
I was, though. It's natural to do that.
Oh, it's very natural.
And so I come in here, and I'm truly, from the bottom of my heart, happy for you.
So bad. I got to run and pee.
And I'm going to tell everybody about the shows coming up.
Dude, do it. Okay.
Jeremy Cox is such a wonderful person. I'm so sorry for getting on this tangent. The blunt is wearing off, so now I'm getting really hyper, and this is how I am completely sober. I have pretty bad ADHD. I don't take anything for it other than that sweet indica. But, sorry, guys, if I'm talking a little fast or a little too much for you. But, guys, one more reminder. If you're enjoying the podcast, if you're enjoying the banter, the show March 1st will be even better. It's at the Tempe Improv, March 1st. It's going to be $10 at the door. We got a 2-drink minimum. However, if you want to get your tickets online, just to make sure you get a spot, you can get them at thetempeimprov.com with the promo code TIGHT for $5 off. And that makes your tickets online, even with the service fee, $10.10, I believe. So it's a bargain, man. We got a very, very good lineup. I'm going to pull up the flyer for it right now. The lineup includes me and Mike Enders, of course. We host the show. That's our show that we produce and host. It's a really good time doing with him. He's ultra talented. And if you're not familiar with Mike Enders, make sure you go to Mike Enders, follow him on Instagram, everything like that. So this month we got March 1st, the month of March 1st, we have me, Mike Enders, Dustin Cade. He is the winner of the Last Burnout, Alice Valpy's Burnout. Jackie Tinsley, who is an up-and-coming comedian. She's hilariously funny, and I feel like she doesn't get out there quite enough. You guys are going to have a real treat seeing her. Peter Jordan, my partner in crime, my comedic amigo. I fucking love that guy. Come see him do a brand new 10 minutes. He was on the last one. Chris Zucker. I fucking love the Zooks, dude. I did my first stand-up set ever in life at Comedy Off Main Street. R.I.P. Comms. Thank you to Chris Zucker for being on the show. We got Cam Sneed, who just headlined his first show at Charlie Trumbull's in Tempe. Did a great job. Love that young man. He's very funny. He's also a part of a improv group called Wow, He Said That. And it's fucking tight, dude. Fucking tight. And then the last two, of course, we have Hannah Teague, who was absolutely hilarious. I've only seen her perform once, and I can vouch for her just from that one time. It's going to be a damn good set for Miss Hannah. And then Matt Micheletti closing things out, the fucking veteran comedian, a 2-time yearly Kearley award-winning comedian for best open mic, and the Drama Llama award for best shit talker. So it's going to be a great show, lots of fun. $10. Bring your friends, bring your family. Don't bring your family. Well, yeah, bring your family. Just make sure they're 21. And thank you so much, Jeremy, for letting me plug that while you went a piss.
Hey, yeah, no problem.
I filled all that air, dude. No dead air.
I appreciate it. You've been through the gamut before with the podcast, so your experience.
Yeah. If you panicked though. You were holding that piss in for a minute.
I had to pee so bad.
You know how I knew that you had to piss even before you told me? It's because I could tell you couldn't concentrate on what I was saying.
I was like, I have to pee so fucking bad. I was just waiting for a nice pause in the story to interrupt you. I have the smallest bladder in the entire world.
Calm down, dude.
No,
sir.
Sir? No, for real. No, I have to pee a lot.
Dude, I have to eat another one of these, man.
Dude, eat them.
I keep looking at them, and my mouth keeps watering, and I keep denying myself them. I'm like, who am I to deny myself these cookies?
They're so good.
Shout out. And then your Sam is your wife's name, correct? Or fiance. So sorry.
Yep.
So, hey.
Candied Sam's Bakery. Follow it on Instagram.
I'm putting this out there right now. I'm not trying to get you to commit to anything, but I am ordained.
No way. Shut up.
I have a couple of rules, though, that as long as you guys agree to, then I will absolutely do it. But the rules aren't very strenuous.
You gotta come hang out and have dinner with us then, because we do want. That's funny because we're supposed to get married in December 10th.
Okay.
And we do need an officiant. And we discussed asking one of our friends to get ordained, but we were like, who should it be? And we were like, it should be someone we both know, and But yeah, I mean, that would be dope.
One question: is either side of the family extremely religious, or either of you?
No.
Then that is.
No, I'm an atheist or an agnostic.
Dude, that is that really, really clears up any concern I usually have.
Oh, well, that's why we would just get a friend too.
Yeah, because I'm not into reading scriptures and shit.
We don't want to minister. I would just some nice shit, formal.
Yes.
Maybe a couple jokes thrown in there.
And this is the only other stipulation. and this is vain, but it is what it is, man. I promise I'd give a damn good ceremony. I have to wear. I'll wear a suit, of course, proper, but I have a hat. It's a flat brim hat, and I look fly as fuck with it on, dude.
Like a top hat?
Kinda, but it's a low. You know, like it's like almost like a rounded. It's like a rounded top.
Okay.
And then it comes down and it stops and it just
I'd like to see it.
Bam! It's fresh as fuck, boy.
You might have to put your hair up or something.
Nope, not doing it. Find a friend, dude. I'm telling you, man. You know, look at. I'm not begging to do it. I'm just letting you know.
No, it would be so much fun.
Yeah.
If that happened.
Yeah.
If we spend enough time together over the next like 8 months, we can make that happen for sure. I'd say.
Yeah, I mean that's the only 2 rules, bro. I'll do whatever the fuck. I'll do it naked if that was a real thing. You got to marry us butt naked, dude. I don't have an impressive dick by any means. I don't care. I'll embarrass myself for the cause of love, bro.
This is so great.
But I won't not wear a hat.
It's so funny that you brought that up. I don't want to like skip over everything you just said while I had to pee. I did listen.
Yeah, no, dude, skip. No, again, we don't have any notes. There's no fucking agenda here. We're just having a good old time.
I agree with like a lot of what you said. Like it took me a long time to like accept that like my life wasn't gonna be what I wanted without me changing things and like working towards it.
Yeah.
And like I do have like a really nice house and I do have a really good job currently, but like I definitely didn't always. Like,
yeah,
2 years ago,
man.
I was making like half as much money as I was, and I was struggling a lot, like charging a lot on credit cards. Like I put myself through college.
That's
like,
nice, dude. Congrats on that.
So like I dropped out of high school when I was 17 on my 17th birthday.
So weird.
And yeah, right. And so I like always hated school, and like I always just saw college as like my way to a better life, like growing up in Havasu. Like I wasn't in a big city where I like had a lot of experience.
So then how'd you drop out then if that was the mindset?
So I started researching because I hated school and I couldn't come to terms with like the fact that I had to go every day.
Okay.
And study shit that I didn't want to do.
Okay, so you were smart enough.
I felt like I was smarter than a lot of my teachers.
Got it. Okay.
And like I was like, this is such a waste of my time.
Got it. Okay.
Like I was like a 3.5 student. I was in honors classes.
Yeah.
But like school was just something like I skipped school like 30 or 40 days a year every year. So like I dropped out of high school because I started researching that I could go to college without graduating because I could get a GED.
Okay, yeah. So that was my question.
So I dropped out on my 17th birthday, and then I took my GED test 5 days later.
You were a junior?
Yeah.
In high school?
Yeah.
You got your GED?
Yeah. Okay. 5 days later.
And when did you start college then?
The next month I enrolled.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, so November I dropped out. December I enrolled for spring classes at community college.
God damn.
Yeah, so then I just started going to college.
So did you initially go for screenwriting? You already knew?
No, I didn't know what I wanted to study.
You got your generals out of the way and
stuff? I just need to get a bachelor degree so I can get a good job in life.
What did you get your bachelor's in?
In film.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have a Bachelor of Science in Electronic Media and Film with an emphasis in screenwriting.
Very cool.
Yeah. And I minored in English, but I didn't complete the minor, so I didn't actually get it.
Well, a minor isn't like a separate degree,
it's just
though,
like
right?
Writes it on the degree, minor in English.
Whatever. It's not any more or less impressive, right?
No. I still have a Bachelor of Science. But
so you have an option to get a degree without minoring and doing extra shit?
Well, you still have to do all of the total credits. You need 120 credits to graduate, but you don't have to get a minor.
And how many?
But some degrees require you to get a minor. But they changed my degree program. Okay. So they dropped the requirement of needing one. Yeah. So I was like, if it's not required, I'm not going to get one. And they're like, okay. So I just took like a couple extra like anthropology classes or something.
Okay, yeah. So an associate's degree then is 60 credits?
Yeah, it's 2 years, yeah.
How many credits per class, though?
3 or 4.
Oh, shit. No, fuck that, man. No way.
Yeah, so an associate's is, 20 classes.
Full time.
It's 4 years of classes, 5 years each semester, or 5 classes each semester.
I'm telling you one thing right now, dude.
It took me 5.5 years to graduate.
You with your bachelor's, though.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, dude, that's fine.
Right.
I'm never going to college again. I took a few classes, and I was like, okay, cool.
I don't even know where I was going with that.
Nowhere. But it's fine. You're just telling us who you are, dude. I'm enjoying and learning who you are. Yeah, I'm never doing it, dude. Ever.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
College is not for everyone.
It's not, and I'm totally okay with that.
The only reason I went to college is to get a good job, and that's all I told myself. I hated college.
And
I hated college.
But isn't that funny now, though? I mean, it's 8 months in, but you kind of know. Isn't that funny that you went to college, got a degree, have a great job, but you are getting into something that would, if you yielded a career out of comedy, or I'm not comedy specifically, not screenwriting. Let's leave that out for a moment. If you wanted to pursue a career in comedy and actually got good at comedy enough to like be making money, wouldn't it be funny that you ended up in a job that required absolutely no schooling at all?
Right.
You know what I mean? Isn't that weird how like life sort of starts working? Like, I'm not saying this is your end game already, but it's just so weird how we are so drawn to the things that are just the complete dichotomy of what we exist in right now.
Yeah.
Like, I want to live like a lavish life and stuff, but I don't want to work traditionally hard for it. You know, I want to like put in like the in-person grind, like a comedy thing or whatever. And
see, my thing was I'm gonna do both.
Yeah, and you can,
but I did it almost out of necessity. Like, I didn't have another option. Like, I had to get a good job and pay my bills and pay my student loans off. Yeah. Not everyone has a security blanket of being able to hang out at mom's house. Like, I'm in a substantial amount of debt. Well, from college that like you don't have.
Yeah, no, and it's really funny you bring that up because my mom and my dad said something fucked up. I can't remember what we were doing. I don't know if it was like a dinner or something. It's usually dinner when we're all together.
Yeah, that's why I'm voting for Bernie. Pay off my loans.
Yeah, I don't.
2020.
For some reason, that's the only thing, dude. That's like only. No, but that's the only thing that I'm not afraid to talk about it, but it's the only thing I'm hesitant to be open about is like
politics.
I'm not gonna vote, man.
Yeah.
And people hate that about me.
Hey, that's your right, man. Do whatever you want.
I know, and you're not everybody, though. You're a great dude, and not everybody has that reaction. Most people are like, you're fucking irresponsible, dude. It's your job as a to make sure that if you don't want, like, do you hate anybody? I'm like, well, I really just, I guess, I don't know. Trump is not that cool. And they're like, well, don't you just want to let people vote? And then just, like, if everyone thinks like you, then he's going to remain there. I'm like, it don't matter, man.
Yeah.
Sorry. You can't change my mind on it, And people really get in my, like, ear about that. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm uninformed, and I'm not gonna get informed.
See, and I think that's something a lot of other people should feel more comfortable admitting.
Yeah.
And I've talked about that before. Like,
I'm not the one to change the world, dude.
Back in the day, and even just 20 years ago, people used to say when you brought up a topic, I don't have enough information about that. I don't know.
That's a good way to answer a question.
And now, it's like if you don't have an opinion, you're an idiot.
Yeah, or you're against the opinion they presented.
And
how the fuck does that happen?
It's like, wouldn't you rather have people admit that like they're not in a place to give their opinion about that, rather than just forming an opinion that you think they should have?
But here's where
that they think you want them to have.
Here's where the danger sits in, dude. This is where we're at in society, and I'm not trying to get like this is where we've arrived, and this is where which went wrong.
You should start rolling that other blunt, by the way.
Okay, I'm down.
I think we could take a break at the 2-hour mark and come back.
Let me make this point
real
quick.
What do you think?
Yes.
Or an hour and 37?
Okay, yes. Oh, we have plenty of time.
Yeah.
I'm saying everybody has an opinion, okay? I get it. That's not the problem. The problem is that everyone thinks that their opinion matters as much as everyone else's opinion.
Yeah.
And that's where the danger is of people thinking that their minimal like the minimal amount of information they've received, it forms their structured can't move me opinion, and then like someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about has an opinion that opposes them. They're like, you're an idiot, you're a fucking bitch, or you're racist, or you're whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
And it's like that is where the real danger is. Like, you think you saying something means as much as someone else saying something, and no matter what context, because you have one too.
Yeah.
That is what is the most frustrating thing about life right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, when people have opinions, this is one thing that I can't get over, dude. I won't stay on this for too long, but when people have an opinion a legit, a concreted opinion about psychedelics that have not done them, I will shut the potential for that argument down immediately.
Yeah.
When I say something about psychedelics that I know to be actually proven, and someone goes, yeah, well, that's not, I'm like, okay, nope, no. Let's just stop, man, because you're going to act like you can relate to an experience that is not like you can high-five someone, right? And someone's like, well, I know what high-fiving someone's like, Yeah. And you're like, okay, well, I guess you could kind of know what high-fiving someone's like. You can kind of do it to yourself and get the same kind of feeling, right? But something like psychedelics, dude, you can never understand what that's like until you've experienced it. So you can't have, and I know this is not irresponsible, but it's a little aggressive, but you can't have an opinion about something that's so a personal experience or a personal thing that happens to you if you haven't done something like that.
Right.
So the people, you're right.
You can have like beliefs.
You can think whatever you want. It doesn't matter because you haven't experienced it.
But people are always matter of fact about everything these days. Like, no, I know. And it's like, no, you don't.
And even they think, dude, that's how I feel. And it's like, well,
those are different.
What you feel is fucking wrong if it's translating into something you're talking about that's incorrect and improvable to be wrong.
It's like guys talking about childbirth.
Come on, man. You know what I mean?
It's like, you don't know.
You have no fucking... Well, dude, I know I've taken a big shit before. Yeah. It's like, dude, I will fucking smack you, dude.
You don't know
I've had a kidney stone, so...
Your body ripping open.
And then
a whole foot.
And then there's guys that try to say, like, well, it's been proven that, getting kicked in your nuts yields a higher pain. And it's like, it don't matter on the pain scale because getting kicked in the nuts goes away in 3 minutes.
It's just not...
4 minutes.
It's not the same.
And it's not that you're not something...
Well,
it's not coming out of your body.
It didn't take 9 months to get kicked in the nuts.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I cannot just be purely happy all the time. It's because...
Right. You're good. I know, dude. Getting choked up. It's serious.
No, dude. I get really frustrated at people that are like that. And I don't even try to not be judgmental anymore.
Society in general, man. It's just the world we live in now.
When people say
cancel culture.
I try not to be judgmental. It's like
Twitter in general.
If you're not judging people based off of what you're observing, then you're irresponsible, bro. Like that's my genuine outlook. Like if by now there's a couple of things that people could wear, right? Just wear. Yeah. And I'm like, for sure, fuck that guy. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck where he comes from or how good of a dad he is or how much he's helped his family. Fuck this
There's
fool.
Shit people could wear, and I'm like, fuck that.
Because, dude, if you're the one of these people that's like, well, never judge a book
like
by its cover.
You mean like a white hooded outfit?
I mean, that's the extreme. Yeah, but I'm talking like, bro, you could be wearing... Oh, shit, we'll go back to the... Okay, we're good. You could be wearing, like... chanclas with socks, and I know a lot about you already. You know what I mean? Do you know what chanclas are? Like,
no.
Flip-flops. Thongs, like the flip-flop shoes?
Like, no. I don't know, dude. I'm white and uncultured. Okay. I don't know.
I'm sorry. So chancla is just a flip-flop.
Chancla.
But I don't call them flip-flops. I grew up in a predominantly Mexican neighborhood. I can't change these things.
I grew up in Arizona. Wait, did you grow up in Arizona?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I grew up in Avondale, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Have you ever been to Lake Havasu?
Yeah, man.
It's
pretty dismal, bro.
Okay.
I mean, if you were like 21 and you're like, let's go to Havasu, bro, I see the allure.
Yep.
But I actually got into a semi-heated, and I could tell it was bothering him too. I got into a semi-heated conversation with Cam Sneed about how shitty Lake Havasu is to be a resident there.
Shithole.
Yeah, to be like, oh, this is where I live?
You should never live there. Great place to
Thank you for being on my side. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I live there. I know.
Yeah, dude. There's one, and he was like, his defense was, it's like island vibes. I'm like,
I would retire and buy a house there to live in during the winter.
That'd be fun.
A snowbird.
Yeah, and just get fucking faded all the time. And
yeah, that's what my grandparents
your wife just be baking cookies and shit, and just like living a happy goddamn life.
Beautiful views.
Of course.
60 degrees during the winter.
Yeah, beautiful views. I don't know, man.
I mean, just to the lake.
When people aren't out, it's a beautiful.
Sunsets are great.
So I get the allure, but
that's crazy. You don't meet many people from Arizona who grew up in Arizona.
Really? I just never paid attention to that, honestly. I don't really ask that question.
We're very rare. I mean, most people here are from somewhere else. You know
I can't even say I'm an Arizona native anymore because then I get trouble for that.
Why? Oh.
You get it. It's a joke. Okay.
I get it.
You know one of those things that you write and you try and it doesn't work, like how just now?
Yeah.
So I see that you do have...
taking it seriously.
You do have a good amount of comic books / Star Wars / you are into the good shit, man. I have that same exact poster, by the way.
Which one?
The Super Troopers 2. You only get those at the premiere. You already know, baby.
Yeah.
Yep. What? See, I didn't enjoy Super Troopers 2 as much as the first one, but what I did truly enjoy about it was all the callbacks.
Yeah.
There were so many callbacks, dude, in that movie, and it made me really happy.
I loved it.
Yeah. It was but
there's some sequels to movies coming out lately that are just so god awful that I'm like, why did they make it? And then there's some like Super Troopers where I'm like, I'm so glad they made this movie.
I will admit though, man, they waited too long, dude.
Yeah, they did.
They waited way too long, and again, nothing against the movie, but it just I was expecting a lot more. I really truly was expecting it to be somehow just a lot funnier than it was, even though it was a truly funny movie.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was slightly let down.
Yeah, I think that's always how it's going to be, though. You're such a fan of the original, and then they make a sequel that you're like, this has to be the best thing in the entire world.
Pick one.
Left hand.
Left hand, dude. Nice. Are you superstitious, or is that just... I always go left, no matter what. If you want to trick me into...
Oh, no, I should have went right hand, because that's the more expensive, bud.
This one?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can smoke whatever you want.
Maybe a little of both.
All right.
You don't like grinders?
Yeah, you like... Well, so here's the thing. May I? No, don't like it. No. Actually, I take that back. I do like it, but here's how... so, when you roll...
You want to put a little keef on there?
Yes. When you roll a blunt... People who are listening, if you want to, take a verbal note. Oh yeah, I'll put some of that in there. When you roll in a blunt,
let me go get you a little knife.
You have to make sure that the weed isn't broken up too fine, because when you roll a blunt, it forms to the paper perfectly, and if it's forming to the paper perfectly and it's too finely grounded, then it'll clog up the blunt.
Oh, that's fair.
It'll be a lot harder for
this isn't
the smoke to travel
grinder,
through.
Though it stays a little thick.
Yeah, okay. Oh, the thick boy, huh?
This is my favorite grinder. Got it from Sam.
Well, what
Superman.
Oh shit! Okay.
See my Superman tattoo.
I know. I saw that. It's intense, dude.
Big Superman fan.
Yeah. I could tell.
She's bought me a grinder for like Christmas or my birthday, like every year we've been together, and I love it.
Really?
I have a Death Star grinder.
Oh shit!
I'll
the actual
get
ship?
It and show you it. Yeah.
Not a grinder with a picture of the Death Star on it.
Yeah.
Oh damn! Yeah, this dude's got it going on. I've been in some very cool spaces in the last 2 days. For people who are listening, I have my own podcast called the Hella Tired Podcast, and was just recording an episode with this guy. His name is Mike Lean, and he is a musical artist. He's a graphic designer. He's a tinkerer. He's a fucking instrumental. What do you call it? A surgeon, if you would. An instrumental surgeon is what we called him. And he has like the coolest garage I've ever seen in my life. He's got vintage everything. He's got all these little tiny TVs. He's turned into oscillators. He's got a whole bunch of instruments that he's built from nothing. And this podcast space that we're in is pretty close into being impressive as far as spaces go. I like it a lot. I've been to some very aesthetically pleasing places in the last 12 hours I was explaining to your audience.
I saw on your Instagram.
Yeah, that garage is sick.
Did you say this is close to impressive?
No,
I thought it was pretty impressive.
No, I
said. I'm just kidding, man.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck?
This is my weed box.
You never fucking listen to me. Fuck you. You have more weed in there?
I have tons of weed, dude.
Why do you have so much flower?
Why? What do you mean? Why not?
Oh, I guess I just assume. I guess that's rude of me to assume you don't smoke as much as I do.
Oh,
but you smoke bongs though, right?
I'm a huge stoner.
Yeah, but you smoke bongs.
Yeah.
So you smoke this much weed out of bongs?
I'll go take like 4 or 5 bong loads, full bowls.
Oh fuck, you're savage, dude. I respect you, man.
Oh man, I'm a huge stoner, man.
Yeah. See, now I get impressed when people can really do. Oh my god. Yes. Oh, ooh, this is. This is very quality too, dude.
It's cool, huh?
Is the keef catch down here too? No. Okay.
No, it's just a simple little grinder.
That's so fucking cool, man. Oh,
Isn't
sorry.
that cool?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Like I have a Pokeball.
Oh yeah, I've seen these, but I don't think. See, no, I haven't. I've only seen the plastic Pokeball ones. This is fire. Sam knows what's up, huh?
This is like my favorite.
Have you ever? You never used this, have you?
Like never.
Wow. That's special.
Yeah, I love this Death Star so much.
That's so smooth, dude.
Right? Yeah, I used to just roll blunts right on top of this box.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah, I used to roll White Owl blunts.
Yeah, I have like another eighth sitting around somewhere too.
You fucking blasphemous cuck.
Well, White Owls are just from my childhood.
I know. I mean, I get it, but you know what? Some people grow up racist too, and they become unracist.
Shut the fuck up.
So
yeah, some people grow up Mormons too.
Yeah. Shout out Scotty Waite.
Scientologists.
Shout out Scott.
Yeah, I'm
Scientology is the lowest respectable belief out there.
Well, yeah, even the Mormons make fun of it.
And that's crazy.
Yeah,
but
it is crazy.
Now that I've smoked a little bit.
But we used to practice rolling blunts with White Owls. We would go buy them. Or not White Owls specifically. What were the other
Swishers?
brands? Swisher Sweets.
Yeah.
We would buy the 5-packs of Swishers, and we would cut them open and take all the tobacco out.
Yep.
And then we would re-roll them with tobacco.
Oh,
to
tobacco
to practice.
Okay.
And I have rolled hundreds of blunts.
Tobacco blunts. Okay.
Yeah. Fuck you, dude.
No, no, it's a good way to practice, man. I did the same exact thing.
No, I mean I've rolled hundreds of weed blunts.
Yeah.
But I practiced first. I mean that's when I was 16.
I had to jump into
practicing rolling blunts.
I couldn't roll anything when I was young. We just smoked out of sketchy ass pipes,
or
like cans, or like a homemade gravity bomb
before high school and just smoke 2 blunts. Like go to high school smelling like dank. Idiots.
That's what got me in trouble in 8th grade. I almost got expelled, but they almost didn't let me walk and everything, dude. And I got caught. I got caught with weed and stuff. Whatever.
The amount of shit I did when I was a kid.
Oh man, same. Dude.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, same, bro. And I got caught smoking weed on the playground, and my buddy Dustin, who moved to California that morning.
Yeah.
Right. I knew he was gone. He had gotten withdrawn from school that last Friday, and he was gone to California already. And they were asking me. They caught me with the weed. They're like, "Who'd you get it from? Whatever." And I was like,
that's the worst right there.
No, it's okay though. No, dude, because I'm not a snitch, dude.
Of course.
Right? But I gave him. But you know what? I
dude.
knew Dustin was gone. I was like, Dustin gave it to me. He sold it to me. Everything, and I put it all on some guy who was gone in like the wind, bro. And they're like, "Well, we can't do anything about it. We can't confirm your story because he's not here anymore." I'm like, "Well, sorry." They tried calling his mom and stuff.
Oh
and
my god.
They really tried to went to some extreme lengths for middle school to try and figure out, how to get this guy in trouble, even though they weren't at school anymore.
Drug investigation.
Yeah. And I got in a lot of trouble with my parents and stuff. So that was kind of fun.
Oh yeah, put some of this keef in the middle there.
Oh yeah.
That's what I got this knife for.
Young Keefo.
This is my grandfather's knife.
Ooh, nice.
Turned it into a weed knife. Sorry, Grandpa.
That's okay, dude. He's just happy that you're using it still, You'll kill someone with this knife eventually.
Nah, probably not.
Come on, man.
I do carry a knife around every day. It's something my grandpa always instilled in me.
Is it are you trying to be emulatory, or are you just scared, or you might have to use it,
I guess both, man. No, I'm not scared.
But okay, dude.
No, I mean,
the world's a crazy place, bro.
My grandpa always taught me that a man with a knife is a man prepared for life.
Okay.
All
right. Yeah, no, that's fair, dude. I'm not going to argue that logic at all, because there's a couple of times I bet you some people really wish they had a knife on them. You know? Yeah. But unfortunately,
it is pretty interesting when you're just carrying a pocket knife all the time, how many times you will find yourself pulling it out of your pocket and using it just for random shit,
Oh, I thought you meant situationally.
No, I just mean as a utility.
Just yield so many street fights.
Stuff. I've used it at work when we didn't have a knife for stuff, or
cutting open a baby.
You used it when people were like, "Oh, we don't have a cheese knife," and I'm like, "Oh, I got my pocket knife on me," and we just use that to cut up cheese at a party and shit like that.
It's got my grandfather's dried blood on it. Is that all right, guys?
Shut the fuck up. Just random shit.
No, I had an orange switchblade that my papa gifted to me, that I had forever, man, and I finally don't know where it is, but I had it since I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of weird. Like a switchblade is kind of like a common gift, I guess, because like the dude that was sponsoring me for skateboarding, it was my birthday, and he gave me a switchblade for my birthday.
That's cool.
And I was like, thanks, man. I was like, what the fuck are you giving me a knife for? Like, I was like 15, 16. And I was like, all right, that's kind of a weird gift, but thanks, dude. And he's like, yeah, man.
When I went to Mexico, that was the coolest thing I wanted to look at in stores, and they were just everywhere. And I
butterfly knives too and shit.
Yeah, I just kept like wanting to look at the knives because they're like, you're not like legally allowed to have like actual switchblades where the blade fucking slides out of the handle and shit.
Yeah.
And in Mexico, they're everywhere. So the spring-loaded ones with different buttons and like different handles and like
guns that look like switchblades.
They were the coolest fucking things to me as a teenager in Mexico, man.
I've never been to Mexico, and I am
I've
one
been
of those.
Once.
I am one of those guys that's like, why? Why? I'm good. Unless I need some dental work without insurance, I'll go. But other than that, man, everything cool that happens in Mexico also happens in San Diego, most likely. You know,
that's fair.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just
the funniest shit about that is like San Diego could be part of Mexico if like one war went differently.
Yeah, one earthquake.
But you know what I mean? Like California's border is just drawn of where like the United States was like, this is our land now. It's like they walked down the beach and got to Tijuana and was like, we went a little too far. Let's go a little far back.
Yeah. It smells weird down here.
They just cut it off like right after San Diego, and we're like, this is good.
I love San Diego. If I was ever going to move anywhere to pursue comedy further, first it would either be, I'm very reluctant for Vegas, but I don't think I would enjoy that vibe. I could not live in Vegas. I would go to San Diego. The lifestyle there would corrupt me. Yeah. All the gambling and late, dude, it's for me, my personality, I can't be around somewhere where I can go do those things at 5 a.m. Cuz you will? Yeah. Oh yeah, see, I'm not about that. Like, well, I'm just saying, like, if I'm around it all the time, it would only take one bad situation to get me to fall into that rabbit hole. Because I just have such an addictive personality in that sense. Okay. I hang out with one guy who's like a pro gambler and is like, let me show you the ropes. And then 2 weeks later, I'm like, I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know. I got a second mortgage on my house and shit. Like, you know what I mean? He's your gambler pimp, dude. Right? So, hey, you got to go play Jack Black tonight, baby. I just know better, dude. Like, I'm going to need you to hit those tables tonight. Make me a couple of hundred. Like, no, Roger, I don't want to. Sam's from Temecula, actually. Temecula, California. That's California. An hour away from San Diego. Okay, cool. It's beautiful. I would definitely live there. I've talked to her many times about wanting to move to LA. Because I've always wanted to move to LA. Right. I got a film degree. Yeah, man. So in college, it was, you graduate or you're going to move to LA. Yeah. Like, that's what every kid half didn't. Mm-hmm. Right. Not even half did. You know? Less than half did or more? Yeah. I mean, it's just so unlikely, like, to have the money financially to, like, make it out there. Dude, I've had a couple But I do know some kids who moved out there. But that was always, like, LA or New York. Like, are you going to go? Yeah. And so I've always been like, I got to move to LA one day. Yeah. I would move to New York before I moved to LA, I think. Yeah. I've been out there a couple times, completely aside from comedy, but I just really don't like it there. Like, and I mean like LA, like, like the city, where like the downtown district, whatever, and even its outlying parts, it just feels like, a sketchier Phoenix with a beach. Well, that's the nice thing about California. You could like move to LA, live an hour away from it. Yeah, but then what the fuck are you even doing there? Like, Temecula's an hour and a half from LA. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You have a remote job. You have like, you're gonna drive to LA every fucking time you want to do comedy. Oh no, it would suck dick. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. So for sure, I don't think I would enjoy living in LA just because I don't think it's. I mean, I'm not saying it's not different. Of course, it's different than Phoenix. I'm saying it wouldn't be culture shock. I don't like people out there, man. But then again, New York. Yeah, I've been in like going to big cities the last couple years. Like I spent a week in San Francisco. I spent a week in Seattle. Spent a week in Chicago. Yeah.
For me, I don't think I could do the big city, like small apartment.
I would love to, man.
Busy city lifestyle. Like not owning a car and stuff like that for me. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's for me. I think I'd like to experience it.
Yeah.
And see how it goes, but I don't think that's like a permanent, like I'm going to do 20 years in New York type of shit.
Well, I don't think, now that I've, spent almost the first 30 in Phoenix, like I understand that there's better places out there for what some, like, people want to do. Yeah. Like if you want to eat real good, go take your ass to Minnesota, dude. You know what I mean? Like if that's all you want to do for the rest of your life.
Fact?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen people in Minnesota?
No.
Bro. Those are some big motherfuckers out there, bro. I'm talking like it's a statistic. It's gotta be.
Seen people in Minnesota,
and dude, and again, I don't even care. Like it's just at least they're, as long as they're doing what they truly enjoy and they're okay with the results, even if that means you're gaining 100 pounds in 2 years.
Yeah,
I literally don't give a fuck what you do. Yeah, but please just be enjoying your life along the way. Like I really don't care, unless there's a couple of exceptions. Obviously, like I don't think I have to say them necessarily, but there's some things you could be doing that aren't for the better of people. Getting fat doesn't hurt anyone other than yourself and chances to keep a wife, but other than that, you're good, dude. If you meet a lady and you're big and she loves you, that's it, dude. She really loves you, man.
That's my life there.
No, dude, you are nowhere near fucking big enough to be in anywhere that category. I
appreciate it.
You're not Minnesota, bro. Trust me. You're not who I'm talking about. I've been going to the Mall of America for the past 3 years every year to compete in in kendama competition.
Shut up.
Yeah. Well, this last year was the only year I didn't go.
We gotta talk about this more.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were that serious about this.
Yeah, I love it, man, so much.
Shut up right now.
So,
I thought it was just something you did for fun.
It is, but I go compete.
You go to competitions for it.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, because I have a lot of friends that do kendama too.
Oh,
and
my God.
That's one of the places where I only see some of my friends once a year, because they live in completely different states. And we've built such a strong online relationship through kendama strictly that when we meet up in person, it's pure hype.
My mind is blown right now.
Yeah, and then the next year you come back and you're like, bro, what's up? It's been a year, and you've been doing things on Instagram or Facebook, and then we've been keeping up with each other, and we know each other's lives and shit, and it's just it's like a reunion every year of everybody that I don't get to see, and we just smoke weed and play kendama and compete and party a little bit and have a really good 3-4 days with each other, and it's beautiful, man. And I'm really, really grateful for the people that I got to meet in life. The best people I've ever met in life are through kendama, and it's really cool, man, and I'm really happy that I got to experience some of the things I got to experience. My buddy Dave Mateo, yeah, Kendama. If you want to look up Dave Mateo, this is a good friend of mine. He just passed away, and he just paved the way for a really, really cool style of kendama, and it's you can go let's see here. Third one. Yeah. Up one more. Yep. And this guy, just a 30-minute conversation with someone like this, inspired me just to be a better person in life, dude. And, I haven't met anyone whose words weighed as much as his. And, for someone to come from a kendama community, a fucking ball, cup, and string, dude, yielded. I'm talking about endless love for some of these dudes, as friends. And I haven't even experienced a friend love of some of these guys that I've experienced, people that I've known my whole life.
How did you start doing this?
So my buddy Jacob, and I thought he played this in one of my bad. Search one more time, Flonamic, FLO. You can even just type it into YouTube, FLONAMIC, duo. And this is Kenyatta Williams. And go down. No, it's not rap. God damn it! Type kendama.
Is that not Flowdamic? Oh,
there you go, right there. There you go. That's a good one. Kenyatta Williams and Dave Mateo, cool. But my buddy Jacob. So we used to go when Jersey Shore was popping, dude. Really popular. There's a group of 18 of us, 15, 18 of us. I would meet up every Tuesday for Jersey Shore night, right? And the show was fun to watch, whatever. But it was a reason to get together and just hang out and see each other
that
once
was
a week.
When people actually still got together to watch TV shows.
Some of the best times of my life, dude, were those kind of like simple memories.
That's interesting. That is part of our generation that's like kind of gone away.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess people still do it for things like Game of Thrones, kind of, but it's not.
Yeah. They just hang out in fucking Dutch Bros parking lots now. You know what I mean? And so my buddy Jacob, his dad lived in Hawaii, and that's whose house we went to every Tuesday to watch Jersey Shore. And he went to Hawaii, and he saw one of these kendamas, and he's like, what the fuck is this? And he tried it out, and it's so hard, dude. And he was trying it, and he got addicted to it while he was there, so he bought it. He bought one, brought it back, to Arizona. He's like, check out this fucking toy I got in Hawaii. It's really fucking hard, dude. I'm like, okay. I tried to just get it on the one cup, and I could not do it. Almost 20 minutes of me trying, and I couldn't do it. And I was like, this thing's fucking stupid, dude.
I want to try it.
I was like, get this away. Like, I was like literally just so dismissive about it. I was like, this is fucking dumb. And then for the next week, I kept thinking about how I couldn't get it and like why I was having such a problem, and it was bothering me. So the next week I come back and I'm like, okay, let me see that kendama again, And so I start playing it, and I got the first cup. I was like, oh shit! Like, I was so hyped, man. And I skateboarded like for almost my whole life,
Yeah.
And the first time landing a skateboard trick is the exact same feeling landing a kendama trick for the first time. So I was hooked right away. Right?
They just shattered that thing.
Yeah, sometimes you get mad. I don't get like that, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. Especially when you're trying a trick like this, dude. But so I kept trying, and I bought my own, and I'd bring it over, and we would just fucking sesh like all day, dude. And I became really obsessed with it. Like, I got way better than all my friends, and I learned that there is an online community, that there's no real community at this time. Like, yeah. There's about 4 people.
Jesus.
There's about 4 people in Arizona that played kendama when I started.
Really?
And I kept playing, and then I stopped for a long time, and I saw this group of kids playing kendama outside of a sushi restaurant. I was like, oh shit, a kendama?
Yeah.
I was like, I've never seen that outside of my 4 friends,
Yeah.
I was like, hey, where'd you guys get those kendamas and shit? They're like, oh, Kendama USA, which is Dave Mateo was a pro for that company. And I was like, oh, let me see. And I played it a little bit, and like, oh shit, like, you've played one before? I'm like, yeah, dude, I used to play this like all the time. And then I bought one again, and it's a wrap after that, dude. I was posting clips in the Facebook kendama community. I was going to like events all over the country and competing and making friends with all these awesome people.
Jesus.
And so over the course of years of playing kendama, you get to meet a lot of people. And if you have an ego, it's really hard to get good at kendama because you look fucking dumb getting good at it.
Yeah.
And so when you are able to push through looking stupid, it means you got your ego in check, at least to some degree. And those are the people that I'm going to vibe with most. I don't even need to know who they are, really. But if you've gotten good at something like this, then there's something interesting I'd like to know or like to involve myself with you.
Yeah.
It's completely... It yields nothing. There's no reward in kendama at all.
Yeah.
It's just so much goddamn fun, man. And now it's really catching on. And
a lot of hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, Target sells kendamas now. And it's so crazy to see how
they super durable? Like, the string seems like...
Well, so that's the thing.
It would break.
Just like anything, you can buy a shitty kendama with a shitty string made of shitty wood.
Yeah.
Or you can make sure you get yourself one that's nice. See those chrome ones? That is so fucking disgusting. Don't ever buy a marble kendama. Get out of that, honestly. Don't even... No. Nothing from Amazon, dude. Go back.
I'm so... Dude, Amazon, I think, being a millennial...
Right there. You see that Crom Pop?
It's like my go-to.
Crom Pop, that first one, the first picture?
Yeah.
It's a perfect starter kendama. The ones you can buy in Target are perfect starter kendamas. They're made out of beech wood, which is a softer wood, pretty durable. It doesn't chip very, very easily, so it's good.
Okay.
And they got like a kind of like a rubbery, not rubbery, but like a slick rubbery paint, so it sticks in the cups a little bit better. And their strings.
It makes me laugh so much that this is $20 and it says 4 interest-free payments of $5 each.
Hey, they got you, bro.
It's so funny.
It's a poor man's game. No batteries required, bro. It's amazing, and they make the strings typically out of nylon, but there's a couple of companies that offer different options. Nylon string, or sometimes they do like silk wrapped nylon string, which kind of feels good on your hand when you're doing string tricks and stuff. But kendama's my favorite thing on earth, dude. More enjoyable than comedy.
They're out of stock of every pro model they sell.
Yeah, man. It's nice. It's nice, and there's 3 major companies for kendama that make absolute solid product. You couldn't even buy a shitty kendama from their site if you wanted to.
My mind is blown on this one, dude.
Yeah, I love it, man. That's wow. That's my first passion, really, other than the skateboarding, I guess.
Wow.
Yep. So as I was saying, I could have spent all my years getting good at this and wouldn't have been able to be sustainable off of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just kept this strictly hobbyist, and then I compete sometimes. And now I'm just having a lot of fun with it, and then I found something now that can be sustainable eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now I'm just putting my effort into that.
Definitely can be. I mean, it seems like there's a number of people just in Phoenix that are sustaining themselves on comedy.
Yeah, it's doable, man. Like, my dream as a comedian, and this is not a short-term goal, this is my absolute dream, and this is as far as it goes, and people might...
So much for taking a break at 2 hours, huh?
I know, huh? we just did a really good podcast.
It's okay. We're at 2 hours and 10 minutes. We could come back and do another little hour session.
We could, but I was telling you, I think past 2:30, people really start dropping off, huh?
Oh, probably.
You think so? When I see a 2 hour 30, when I see not 2 hours, I'm lying. When I see into the 3 hour mark,
yeah,
I get real dissuaded. Yeah, about listening to it.
Well, let's wrap up what you're saying about comedy, and we'll cut this off, and then we can do another hour one if you want.
Okay. I don't even know what I was saying about comedy, really.
You said like your goal or what you want out of it or whatever.
I want to, if I am headlining a club every once a month, that's it, man. Like, that's my dream accomplished. If I can be good enough at comedy to have a club somewhere, 12 shows a year, as if you really wanted to break it down like that, I don't need a lot, you know what I mean? Yeah. But that is everything else past that point is absolute bonus, dude. And I really do think there's a good group of people in Arizona that I really think that we can get there if we just keep going. Longevity is everything, man. Like, you cannot stop if you want to get to a point of, recognition. You know what I mean? Like, this podcast, my podcast, like, if we're doing an episode once every 3 months, we're not going anywhere ever with that shit. Like, you might as well just be only doing it for fun at that point. You know, like, you have to keep putting in effort. And I've been proving myself, and I think the people around me have been proving to themselves that that's absolutely true. Like, you will get out what you put in. And that, it took too long for me to really get that, but it's showing itself to me in the past couple of years, maybe. Yeah. I'm just excited about it, man.
I think you should be excited about it. You're definitely one of those people in the scene that people are like, yeah, dude, Bubba's fucking killing it.
Well, thank you, man. I'm trying my hardest. That's the cool thing is, like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying. I don't feel so undeserving. Yeah. Because I'm really trying, you know? I do feel like I've gotten a couple opportunities that I was just like, oh, that's just a drop of the hat right there. Like, that just fell into my lap. And I have heard people say some things like, like just a short version, like, oh, he doesn't deserve that opportunity.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you know what? It's okay. Like that.
Yeah, fuck people. They're just jealous, dude.
And I'm not even trying to be like, I'm not like hurt and trying to hide it. Like, it's okay. I get it.
See, but I think it's just in this community, people just want those opportunities, and they are genuinely just jealous that, like, you got them. But honestly, I will say...
What are they doing, though?
But I will say, there is a clear delineation also when you go to even just an open mic or a booked show and listen to different people do different sets. There is a clear delineation of the people who are working really hard and the people who are just showing up and doing the exact same jokes over and over and over
100%.
And it's a attitude difference. It's the presence they have on stage. It's the energy they bring into the room. It's a lot of how they interact with people off stage.
dude, there's so much of it, man.
And I think a lot of people honestly get kind of bitter about things and people
get lazy, dude. And me too. True too. Me too. People don't want to do everything it takes to progress at the rate they'd like to.
Right.
It's sending emails. It's trying new jokes. It's finding out a new joke is okay and working on that joke for however the fuck long it takes for it to be what you'd like it to be. It's everything. It's not just being a good comedian or being a comedian for 8 years. Just because you've been in the game 8 years doesn't mean you're funnier or more deserving than anyone.
Right.
You know, I tip my hat to your work ethic if you've been doing it for 8 years straight. But if dude, I'm not trying to say I'm doing anything better than anyone. But if you've been doing it for 8 years and you've been really honestly putting your full effort in and you're angry at the people whose effort equates to a funnier set than yours, then you need to just work harder or something. I don't know. I don't like when people judge people based off their tenureship in something.
Right.
You know, Savannah Hernandez, dude, I've never heard a bad word about her, and she does not ever deserve a bad word about her. She's been doing it for 1 year.
Yeah.
And she's gotten opportunities that I want.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're the same, same year in starting comedy, but then she has opportunities that 8-year veterans want also.
Yeah.
And it's like, but she's funny. She knows how to do the job already.
Right.
Why would you expect to get promoted if you're just meeting the criteria?
And if she doesn't deserve it, she's going to crash and burn, right? Like
everyone does who doesn't deserve it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
if
I don't know, you're booked on huge shows and you're not funny and you bomb constantly, people are going to watch you bomb constantly.
Yeah. I'm not going to say any names. Someone told me they've been doing.
But that's not the case.
I did a show with someone that said they've been doing comedy for 20 years. And I was like, shit. I was like, hey, pleasure to meet you, man. Like, I'm Bubba, whatever. And he's like, hey, cool. And he went up and did his 20 minutes, dude. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
This is 20 years? What? And I started thinking, what does that mean to him? Because it means something different to everyone, right?
Sure.
I've been doing comedy for a year and a half, but I have been doing it a lot. At any chance in any corner that I get, I will try and do it, right?
Yeah.
But doing comedy for 20 years as like a once a month open mic, getting booked here and there, running off the clout that you have been doing comedy for 20 years, and then just doing absolutely not above or below a mediocre set.
Yeah.
And that's like your material. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I see it. Like I'm not doubting myself anymore. You know what I mean? It's okay to be better. Funnier than someone in the moment.
Yeah.
That's been doing it for 20 years because it's just my mind happens to be more catered to the thoughts of the audience and their humor. It's not my fucking fault. So I'm done like feeling bad about getting opportunities that.
Oh, you definitely shouldn't feel bad.
But I did, and I sometimes not anymore. Lately, I haven't really felt bad at all.
Yeah.
But I have a really hard time like getting over that shit, dude. The self-deprecation is real. I had a hard time getting away from that. The feeling deserving for things, I had a hard time because, in every job you go to, tenureship is fucking top priority. Right. That's how they judge your worth is tenureship numbers. You know what I mean? Like, well, he's been here. He's been a dedicated member of this, company for 15 years. And, we're... Fuck it, dog. If I'm going in there doing 30 tickets a day and someone's doing 20 that's been there for 20 years, then I'm better than you at your job.
Right.
Sorry, dude. Right. I don't know what you want me to say to you.
Right.
With that being said, there's a plethora of comedians that are way fucking better than me in Arizona. I'm just saying the ones that are talking shit
but that's the
are
thing,
the ones that aren't doing anything.
Like, there's never going to be people that aren't above you in any profession.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
that should excite you.
Unless you become the CEO of a company, obviously. Sure. But, like, there's going to be better CEOs out there.
Yeah, man.
So, like, in comedy, it's like when you start, it's like there's always going to be, like you. I started 7 months ago. You were 8 or 9 months in at the time. You're always going to be 9 months ahead of me. And
as far as tenureship of comedy goes, absolutely.
Always.
But you had a better set than me at Bridget's, and that's a fact. And you've been doing it for less than me, and I'm not sitting here going, well, what the fuck? I've been doing it for a year and a half. He has been doing it for 8 months. Why don't you respect me more? Like, you know how fucking stupid that sounds?
I do.
You know what I mean?
That's not where I was going with that. But I was going to say there's always people. Jesus Christ.
You're getting your studio is getting a boner right now.
There's always going to be people who are 4 years ahead of you and 4 years ahead of them.
Yes.
But, like, it's not... None of that matters in terms of how many laughs you get when you're on stage.
No. Are there...
At all.
Are there better writers than me that aren't funnier than me? If that's how it's always going to be. Are there better comedians than there are that people that can write a million things and write a story that you would die to read? Of course there will be.
And there's going to be... Sorry, go ahead.
But to be mad at someone for just being good, like the way I see it is, like, again, it goes back to skateboarding, kendama, anything that you've ever done as a group. I've always made sure I've surrounded myself with way better skateboarders or kendama players with me.
That's how you get better.
How the fuck are you? But it's the people that want to exist in that, like, alpha male, like, oh yeah, well, you guys are young, but let me put you onto some game real quick. Like, I can't stand a motherfucker like that, dude.
I have met a handful of comedians like that.
I can't fucking stand that shit. If you have feedback for me, give it to me.
Yeah.
Do not play fucking Godfather in this comedy shit.
One of the first people I met at an open mic was like that, and it was really discouraging.
You want a name drop?
No, I don't.
Initials?
I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. All right, fine.
But yeah, they were just they were a dick to me, like, right off the bat. And it was one of those things where they were like, yeah, I've been doing this for, so many years.
Jesus Christ. No one gives a fuck, dog.
And I was just like, all right, man. And it was very off-putting and very discouraging it was like my third open mic.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, some people around are kind of dicks. But then, like, that was the worst experience I've ever had.
And what is that guy doing right now? Is he killing it?
Nothing.
Dude, I'm telling you, there is a direct correlation. That's why I can't give a fuck about anyone talking shit anymore.
Everyone who I've met that is in Phoenix that's a really good comedian has been really nice to me.
I think it goes hand in hand, man.
And it's genuinely one of those things where, like, they're just there because they like comedy and they're very supportive people in general.
Well, say what you want about the current state of, the whole, I guess, going back to the snowflake definition, like everyone being more sensitive. And that's true, and that is true, and that you can't deny it. Everyone is heightened sensitivity, and I don't care at all. It doesn't bother me that damn much. But the age of the ultra offensive, provocative comedian is coming to an end if you're not really good in that corner.
Yeah.
No one wants to be around someone like that.
Yeah.
You can be passionate and angry about a topic as much as you want.
Yeah.
But the actual people who embody that angry, I'm a comedian, I don't give a fuck what dude, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not already that person, you can't become that person anymore unless you are so good you're undeniable. And there's not a lot of people out there like that. And I will say, there's a couple of people that just kind of just dicks, and again, they don't do shit. No one wants to work with people like that anymore. The talent doesn't exceed the personality anymore. We put personality first now.
Right.
And that's kind of how it should be. You should at least get a skill check. If you're going to book someone for a show that you love and he's a cool dude, make sure he knows what he's doing if you want to put on a good show.
Yeah.
But if you're an asshole, be good all you want, but I don't want to work with you on any level if you're a dick.
No one's going to invite you to come open for them.
No way.
If you're an asshole.
And, I've heard, I've never met the guy, but I've heard some horror stories about Lewis Black being just a general asshole. And I'm like,
I don't know who that is.
He's just a really popular comedian. He's an older guy, and he's deserved that title, and he deserves to feel that way and be successful still.
Yeah.
But, I don't think I'd have fun hanging out with a guy like that, despite his greatness. He's very opinionated about political stances.
I want to hang out with comics that want to get a beer or smoke a blunt after a show.
Yeah, man. And that's you found a friend in me, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I do after shows. But I save it for after the show. I used to smoke weed before every set because my nerves were absolutely untamable, dude. It was panic-stricken.
Yeah.
And I did a show with a professional comedian. What does it matter? I'm gonna name drop him. Jimmy Earl. Fucking absolute monster, dude.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to open for his comedy tour that he had coming to Phoenix, and we talked after the show. We were talking. He's giving me some advice, and he asked me, he's like, "Do you smoke before every show?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I got to smoke a little bit because my nerves." And he goes, and I was like, "Oh man, please don't fucking act like a dad, And he didn't. He was like, "I have a challenge for you." And I was like, "Okay." And I already knew where this was going. He's like, "Next set you do, no weed, no beer, no nothing. And just do the set sober, 100% sober, and just see how it feels." I'm like, oh my God. Like, I was already getting nervous about that feeling of not being a little tamed by marijuana, you know. But the next set I did was at a New Faces show, and I did it 100% sober, and you know, at the time that was the best set I've had ever.
Oh, really?
And like by a kind of like a mile, and I was like, whoa, like that felt way different. I felt a lot more energetic, a lot more my hand motions were like more intentional, you know what I mean? I felt like my energy was what I'd like it to be as a comedian. And then I was like, well, maybe it's just a fluke. I was maybe just running off of the high of the anxiety. And then I did it again, and I was like, oh shit, I'm better sober, you know? And now running off the high of the anxiety is what gives me my energy.
Interesting.
I want to die before I touch the mic, but once I touch the mic, the anxiety just turns into like outward energy, and I really do like that about my act now. Is like if you've seen me in the last 7 months, I've been almost completely sober, but after the show, it's a fucking party, bro. Blunts on blunts on blunts.
Yeah. See, I think that's interesting, and I think it's whatever works for you, really. Mm-hmm. I think it's good advice to definitely try shit.
To try it.
Try different shit.
Who knows who it'll work for? You know?
For me, I feel best because I've gone up super fucking stoned and then not stoned at all.
Yeah.
And I feel best when I've had one beer and just a little hit off my pen.
Yeah.
Because not like going in super stoned. If I go in super stoned, I do pretty bad.
Okay.
Just because I'm slower. My mind's not as sharp on what my next joke's gonna be.
Yeah.
And I kind of fumble a little bit, and I'm like, I know if I just take a little puff, I'm not stoned, but I don't have like those nerves of like sweaty anxiety.
Yeah.
But I love having one beer before a show.
One beer before a show will fuck my set up.
Really?
I'm serious, man. It does just enough. Sorry. It does just enough to me because I'm a real lightweight. I don't drink. This beer.
That's fair. One beer to different people is a lot different, to be fair.
It will make me fumble.
It's like one joint to me is, 10 bong loads to the next person.
Yeah, exactly. So it just, I just had to really just take his advice, step out of the comfort zone, and I'm glad I did, man, honestly. Maybe one day I'll do a set like really fucked up. I've done a couple sets on mushrooms before.
Oh, shit.
And I can't have a official opinion about it because the first time I did it, it felt very uncomfortable, and I didn't do that well. But again, I was also really new, and I just wanted to see how it felt. Like, it's no harm, no foul, dude. I don't give a fuck. I didn't tell anybody. And then I did a set on some it was like maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, and it went pretty well.
Really?
It's a 15-minute set too.
Wow.
So I was like, oh shit. Like,
I haven't got to do a 15-minute set yet.
Yeah, and then I did it one more time, and then it was mediocre. I was like, I can't fucking get a gauge on if this is good or not, like, or good for performance or good for thinking.
It's probably not great for the future, in my opinion.
Who knows, man? Everyone's different, dude.
But I think
I'm not who I am right now.
Like I said, I think it's worth trying it.
Yeah, man.
It's worth giving it a shot.
I'll tell you one thing.
But it's one of those things that if you got used to it, like you can't just take mushrooms anywhere you go.
No,
you know
but
I mean?
I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
What do you mean?
Like, dude, any situation in life, I'm totally fine. Oh, you mean like physically take them with you?
Right.
Oh, okay. That's like take them in any situation. I'm like, I'm comfortable with myself.
I mean, like literally, legally, like if you had a show in California or you had to fly to Texas or something. I would like you can't.
I'd mail them to myself. Right? I'd mail them to myself.
But then it's like, all right, Bubba has a problem.
Yeah, true. You know what? Yeah,
and Jimmy's gonna be like, "Hey, remember my advice on being sober?"
Yeah, and it's not like I do like psychedelics all the time. It's like I'm fucked up all the time.
Yeah,
it's just like I have written some of my newest jokes, the ones I'm really excited to tell.
Yeah,
on come down on some LSD.
That's funny.
I was in my bed, just watching. I don't even know what the fuck I was watching, and I just like popped into my head. I'm like, that's fucking funny, dude. Yeah. I wrote it down on my phone, and then I went to Focal the next day, and I tried them out, and I was like, oh shit! I wrote a couple of funny jokes.
I was gonna go there at 3:30, but
oh yeah, it'll be a tight fit. Well,
I'm not gonna make it. I'm
the booked portion. Yeah, the booked portion. It's like 2 people up front, and then the open mic. But it's in Scottsdale again. Not feeling it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to drive to like I think Midtown later. It's just not too far from
Is your mic going on tonight?
No.
The Romans?
So there's a... All right, I guess we'll break the...
We really got to break and smoke that blunt because we're going to just get to 3 hours. No. I feel like me and you could just talk for 10 hours straight. So.
All right, before we break, this will take 1 minute. Before we break, I want to officially announce that the last Romans open mic will be 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
2 Sundays from now, which is, I guess, the 27th? Sunday the 27th, I think, February.
No, 2 Sundays from now is Sundays are tight, March 1st.
Well, then I guess I won't announce it then. Let's say we're going to have the last open mic on 2 weeks from now, but now we're not. We might not even just have a last one, then it might just be dead. But it's gone, so.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All right, well, that was awkward. Let's take a break and smoke this blunt. Thank you.
Wait, do you want to plug your social media or anything at the end of this? Because I'll just make a second podcast.
Okay. Social media is going to be Sad Boy Shinobi, SADBOISHINOBI. You can also search Bubba McComb. That pops up. I do have a website. I can't afford to renew the plan, so it'll be down February 22nd until further notice. And then if you wanted to keep up with like the shows and stuff, I keep Facebook pretty updated, Instagram too. So yep, come follow me and follow my podcast, Hello Tired Podcast. I love y'all.
Boom. Thanks for coming. Follow me. Follow all my shit. We're going to do another podcast after this. All right. Thanks, everyone. Peace.
Oh, yeah.